Assalamu alaikum, viewers of concern, Citizens of South Sudan. Hey, Namakunta. Today is Saturday, 8th of December 2018. This is Concerned Citizen of South Sudan going live with so many topics today to discuss about. I welcome all of you in East Africa, Australia, and United States of America. It is morning here, and I know that it is evening in Africa. Of course, my name is Jongkor Mayol. I'm here, to conduct this show. One more time, I welcome you all to this. And you can see there our topic tonight is the partnership among SSOA, which is opposition members, hasn't found its strength in Khartoum, giving the result of their election. And if the alliances are unable to unite, what meant for peace implementation? Also on the program, we are going to talk about what is the future of Mile 14 and other contested areas in South Sudan. Of course, the issue of Mile 14 is rising, it's become increasingly a big problem. There is massive migration from Maram, from Bagara to Mile 14 because President Kiir has given a green light already to al-Bashir by withdrawing the SPLA troops from that area. So we are going to talk about that issue also. And as you know, lately there is a lot of crisis in the country. We know that there's been a crisis in the country, giving peace process, what's going on. But President Kiir actually is emboldened, he keep moving, toward a lot of things. You have heard it is a statement lately, on that meeting of SPLM party in Lebanon County, at Jobek State. Okay, that statement, we're going to talk about it also. And we have seen there is, leak information, things are going behind the scene that actually he want to remove Akolkor, he want to replace him with others. So that's something that we are going to discuss about as well. But overall, we are focusing on alliances. What went wrong? Why there is turmoil within alliances? Why all of a sudden there is an election? Why there is a camp of Lama call? Why there is a camp of sanction? What's meant to them to implement peace? Were they fighting for just a political post? Were they really fighting for people of South Sudan? All these issues we will be able to discuss together tonight. But my brother, I welcome you one more time, to our show. Brothers and sisters, wherever you are, this is Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. Also on the program, I'm going to have Nhial Bol, if you recall him very well, the columnist of the newspaper Citizen, who became lately a member of SPLM-IO. He is in Khartoum right now. He will join our program tonight as well, and he will give his perspective, what's going on with the peace process and the division that's happening within the alliances. So let me go ahead here and play some music while we are, waiting for our viewers to show up. And if Nhial Bol show up also, I'm gonna go ahead and bring him so we can start this discussion going. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan, my dear brothers and sisters. Ahlan, Sister Atong, I see you there. I welcome all of you to the program. This is Concerned Citizen of South Sudan, a weekly episode. We interact together here with the thing that pertain to our country. So I welcome you one more time. Welcome, Sister Adut, I see you there. It's good to see you. Welcome, Ayak, and welcome, Malwal, and welcome everybody. If I didn't mention your name, it means that I didn't see you because the thing keep going up and down. So, Sister Abu Anyuat, good to see you, the comedian, the teacher. Yes, we'll be talking about the Mayol 14 as well today because there is a massive migration now. Maram is going back home. Maram is coming to our territory. President Kiir is giving them a free right to go, And also, he wants to leave the Awilian vulnerable, He tried to move Division 3 actually from northern Baragazal to a different territory to leave them vulnerable. Thank you.
un kan kid mai kutin jay kan chibay kumoy jacket mai palman marum chapenwen ga kwadlen chichen kware chebanting randet loy kake ku bagron mu ka ba kwadlen chichen kwarlen chebanting randet loy kake ku wek bedong.
I don't think there is a Kalam Farag guys. These are very important issues, you know. So now, Ustaz Nhial Bol, if you are there, you might go and hit that green button and I can bring you here. If you are not, and then it is necessarily for others to show up here, you know. Because we don't want to spend time just waiting. We want to go to the, you know, the topic. So many to discuss today. Yes. Ahlan wa sahlan, good to see all of you. Hello, Brother Michael. Now I am open. Anyone can send in a request because actually Nhial Bol, it doesn't seem to be on at this moment. You know, we have broken work sometimes, you know, play a big role. But you can go ahead and send in a request. Whatever, whoever is there want to send in the request now so we can talk. If you come later, you can, you know, join us and add his perspective as well. Ahlan wa sahlan, Clara. Ahlan Ajak. It's good to see you. All right, I do see that. Ustaz Aken, Ustaz Nhial Bol Aken, I saw you. Go ahead and hit the green button and it will bring you here. It will send me an indication. I saw you now.
Hello, Jongkor. How are you?
I am doing good. So,
are you okay?
I am okay.
Yeah.
Can you?
I thought it is still 8 o'clock in Khartoum. I think you are calculating Juba time.
Oh, Malish. It's 1 p.m. New York time, so 1:10. So, but we were delayed a little bit, but I apologize, you know, for that a little bit of delay. Go ahead and settle if you sit down, and then we can start our conversation here. Are you settled now?
Okay. I will just. Yeah, I'm just taking my position now. Okay, just give me like 2 minutes.
No problem. You are more than welcome. I assume that you are ready, Ustaz.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready. I'm
so,
ready.
As you hear that from my introduction, to our viewers,
Yeah.
actually, I want to let them know that this is Ustaz Nhial Bol, the comment.
Nhial Bol Aken. Nhial Bol Aken.
I'm sorry, for saying your name wrong.
No, there's no problem.
Al Maruf,
yeah. Then I saw something like SOA. I'm not a member of SOA. I'm a member of IO.
That, yes, I didn't say that you are a member, but the topic, the topic has something to do with SOA. And now, if I may ask you to introduce yourself to our viewers before we proceed here, go ahead. I give you the floor. Introduce yourself to our viewers, so it would be better for you, to explain to them who you are. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Nhial Bol Aken. I'm a former editor-in-chief of Khartoum Monitor and the Citizen newspaper. I'm now a retired journalist, joined politics with SPLM in opposition, and I'm currently in Khartoum. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. I joined IO in 2016.
All right. Ustaz Nhial Bol Aken, the former editor-in-chief of Citizen and columnist in Khartoum Monitor as well. Of course, you are, a journalist. I think you do better than me. I'm not journalist by profession, but I felt it is necessarily for me, if I know something, to speak about the issue of our country, the crisis that taking place in South Sudan. So now, Ustaz Nhial, if you see my topic here today, is the partnership. When I said about partnership here, is the partnership that include the IO as well, the SOA, IO, and other political alliances who were partner, for the peace deal. Is the partnership among SOA members hasn't found strength in Khartoum, giving the result of their election. If the alliances are unable to unite, what it meant for peace implementation, in your opinion? If they cannot unite, what does that mean to peace implementation?
Well, I personally believe there was nothing wrong with the procedures of the elections, because once people accept to contest in the election and the result is not in favor of A or Z, it doesn't mean that the election have to be cancelled. I think it is a high time for those who have lost their chances in the elections. It is a high time for leaders of South Sudan who are in SOA to think for the people rather than for themselves. What are they fighting over? Because here there are no positions yet, the lobbying has not been done, and it has been agreed in the charter of SOA that every 6 months it has to rotate. I don't know where the problem have come in now. Is it because of the person who have been elected? Is it because the person who was sitting like Chang Son Chang have an issue with the election, or you want to be another Mugabe of SOA? Because at the end of the day, we are supposed to be practicing politics correctly. I went over the document, and it says that every 6 months, the leadership has to change to somebody. Yeah. So here, I don't find a quarrel. And there is no mapi janarampe junuplo gadet jabo wala ma jabo. They should be honoring it. So that is how I see it.
Okay. Well,
I think they should come to their sense, because at the end of the day, it is too early for SOA to quarrel. And instead, some of us are talking to those of Thomas Cirillo and those of Malong to join SOA so that we have a comprehensive peace. in the country.
All right, great. Now, Ustaz Nhial Bol Aken, as a member of IO, as a journalist as well, how do you see this issue of peace implementation, how it is going right now, in your opinion?
Well, it will be implemented because we don't have another option. If we don't implement this agreement, the country will collapse and the UN will take over. So it is the high time for our leaders to respect what they have been fighting for all these years. Because at the end of the day, there is no another option. The international community are waiting on the ground to take South Sudan under the trustship. So the only option and the only chance for us, whether we are in the government or out of the government.
Go ahead. We apologize for inconvenience for that. Go ahead. So hopefully I would know, and then we continue. You know, I think that's what Ayak meant last night when she made a pause with the humor that sometimes we have issues with technical because we have unfinished job here, and hopefully this thing will work fine. Go ahead and hit the green button again. Oh, I will try this one more time here, and hopefully it will work this time. And so I'm calling you right now, Sas, again.
But we don't have a choice as leaders of this country.
All right. Go ahead and finish your thought because actually
we don't have a choice.
We were disrupted.
Yeah. So we don't have a choice. So this thing in SAWA will not affect the implementation because the quota for the leadership of SAWA is clear in the agreement. So I think they are just quarreling over a position of the vice president. People who are so ambitious, and I believe the government is behind the crisis because there's no point where they can just quarrel at this stage. Otherwise, Gaze Sudanin and not talk for Moya, Gabriel Yadrubu Sufar Ayam Olympic, and it Lomada Sufar Matanujo Moya, Sra Lisa Bada Picarase. But then the Asabas Betinu and Nasel and Gabiatum can Karasi. Because you don't find a reason. The charter say very clear. So I think this will not affect the implementation of the agreement. And also I'm appealing to other stakeholders just to observe what is happening in the world and around us. The world is fed up of South Sudan. The region is fed up of South Sudan. The only way is for us to come to our sense and stop this senseless violence in our country. Otherwise, if somebody is well-informed, he should advise me how do we get out of this crisis if we continue with war. Okay. So I think it is high time for us to implement. We don't
so
have
now, Sas Nhial, you said that because people are fighting over the vice president. We are all aware that there are proposed a vice president for the republic for the presidency of South Sudan. Who are those you think they are fighting over the vice president then within that SOA?
I think SAWA, they are cheating themselves. They are not telling themselves the truth. Hussein Abdul Bage, I believe, is contesting for the same position on the argument that people of Barghazal are not being represented. And I think a small group of people of Barghazal, they may be lobbying for him within the government side to bring him along. And at the same time, Johnson is thinking that he wants to be the third Nuer in the presidency on the top of Taban and our chairman. So you want to come from the Eastern Nuer. He's also lobbying for the same position, I believe. They are not saying it because it is a crisis now because nobody is telling us what is the problem. Bakasoro, I believe, also is lobbying for the same position. and they are not saying it publicly. So these three people are the one lobbying for it, but we still have 6 months. What will happen in 6 months in politics is a line. We may get something different. We may reach a compromise that the economic of the country is not good. We need only 2 vice presidents. Why not? We are leaders. We can change the agreement. So I don't know why the fellow citizens are so desperate for this position, because it is not about SAWA. The SAWA documents are very clear. After 6 months, you hand over. Now, the meeting was called, according to what I believe, and people went for the election. The other argument that General Gadet, Peter Gadet is not highly educated, okay, that is the standard we have now. We are not talking about Chalabe Chadamelat, you can be a head of the party. So I don't think there's a problem.
All right. So I see that you are very optimistic. You are very optimistic about implementation of peace agreement that was signed in Khartoum. So now, Ustad Nhial Bol, if I may ask you this question. So we have been hearing the leaking information. Actually, we talked about it, a couple of weeks back. The committees, between the government and the IO when they met. Actually, Natalie Ferrino raised a very good question that they have disagreement when it comes to power devolution to the state and the resources. Also, they have like 15 agreement. And when Henry Odoro met with President Kiir last week as well, there is a lot of obstacles there. Actually, he mentioned on the leaked documents that actually President Kiir refused to lift the state of emergency, indicating that when we signed a CPA, Comprehensive Peace Agreement with Khartoum in 2005, actually Bashir did not lift the state of emergency. What do you intake on these 2 points?
The first thing is that if the government
go ahead
this agreement, in my opinion, it is the government which is going to pay the big price, because as a journalist and as somebody who is well informed, I know Traeger, they are cooking something different. Within 8 months of the pre-transitional period, if we fail to do this, they may come up with the idea of imposing the government in exile. Most of the governments are talking about it, rather than having a trustship. So here, it is for the interest of the government to invest in this peace. If they don't invest, I don't have another advice rather than them losing the power and the resources they are sitting on it. That is my opinion. I will not go around and beg for their opinion of what to do. As for the other part, what was the second part?
The second part, I said, when Henry Odoro, who is the deputy, the chairman of SPLM-IO, when he met with President Kiir last week, and he asked that President Kiir should lift the state of emergency in the country in order for people to go back to their loved one, villages and Wura. President Kiir actually, his answer was, when we signed comprehensive peace agreement with Khartoum, al-Bashir did not lift a state of emergency. Is that encouraging sign for implementation peace agreement, or what do you make of that?
I think we should not get confused. Maybe I may be having a different idea. First of all, we don't have institutions. The institutions which are operating in South Sudan, they are not relevant to a really country. So whether there is a state of emergency or no state of emergency, this will not affect the implementation, in my opinion, because there is a state of emergency imposed in Gogrial, and there's no war in Gogrial. It was imposed to prevent a tribal conflict. If you lift it, what will happen? Agwak and Apuk, where I come from, they will go back to war. Will the agreement protect the lives of the people on the ground? I think it is not. There is a state of emergency in Great Lakes, in Western Lakes and in Eastern Lakes. dealing with the tribal and cattle raiding. Do they agree? We did not negotiate this issue in the agreement. I'm not radicalized, but I'm of the opinion that let us not blame the government. We all knows what happened. Our president doesn't go with international norms, with whatever. But I'm saying to our fellow IO comrades and other parties, just to try to do their level best to implement their part and let the government fail. That is how I see it. Because here, this state of emergency is not a real state of emergency. How do you impose a state of emergency when you don't have a professional judiciary, when you don't have a professional army, when you don't have a professional judiciary? These are all illusions which are assumed that there is a state of emergency. I know what we have in Juba is a tribal army. Even if you lift it, do they have access to information that it has been lifted? So I think we have to start somewhere rather than sticking to what we have agreed. I think this cannot prevent agreement. And sometimes back I raised it to our chairman here, and I told him that let Salva just say that there is no state of emergency, and then we continue with the normal business. Because the people who are carrying arms, they don't even have anything to do with South Sudan. Just look what happened in Bantu last few days. There was a fighting between IO and the government forces. And in the information I have, both IO and the government forces, they were not instructed by any leadership. They just start because the Nado البلد دارين شاكل أي وقت في تاد أي وقت ده بقى فعندنا مشكلة مسؤولية. I don't think it is an obstacle. We have to look for bigger issues. Which are the reforms?
Ustaz Nhial, you may think that is not an obstacle, but actually it is an obstacle. You already, mentioned that it was imposed because of the tribal, conflicts in Gogrial, in other part of the country. I don't think so in Greater Northern Barakazal. We don't have any tribal, conflicts there, and there is a state of emergency there. Also, coming to another point that there is an issue of intimidation. Actually, if I want to go now, there is a peace in the country, and I want to make change in our people's life. To educate them what it means to live in your neighbor with peaceful manner. But don't you see that's an obstacle for someone like me to go and an advocate and bring people together when I get intimidated by the national security in the state? Don't you see that that's an obstacle?
This is common. Even for me, I'm staying in Khartoum. People are sending me message that you will die when you come back, and all these things. It is not. There is a problem always with the leadership. Whenever the leader have a tendency of dictatorship, and like what we have in South Sudan, the leadership is developing a tendency of dictatorship. But dictatorship is always protected by ideology or a clear vision. So in the absence of clear vision and ideology, it is anarchy that will take place. So we are heading for anarchy. I personally have lived this scenario. I'm not denying that there are no problems. Our government is not in charge of the situation. They are actually having a lot of issues to do. But as I said, you don't wait for somebody to solve his or her problem. You try to do your part, and then if the other person fails, then you can justify to anybody that I have tried and I have failed. This is my argument. The government are intimidating. For example, one of our fellow citizens from Gogrial, Quad William Ngor, he declared joining IO some weeks ago, and I posted this thing. People are sending me a message that you guys, you better move to Bantu, which is totally militarized. Why should I go and die in somebody's land when I have my own land in Gogrial? So let us not ignore the reality. There are issues. But what can we do? Can we just wait for Salva to decide when the country is collapsing. So I know intimidation is there. It will not be a normal situation. But I want to advise all the fellow citizens on the government side, they have miscalculated the chances. Because here, with this agreement, they are saying that if they deny the opposition resources not to implement the agreement, then what will happen? The opposition forces have gone back to their bases, and now there is a formidable army on the ground. If the war breaks out again, then the government is the loser. This is how I calculate this chance. It is not an easy game. The government is trying to fail the agreement by not giving out money. This is how we see it. Okay, but I'm also saying the government have helped the opposition to rally, to mobilize its forces to go back to their bases, and even a small arms group who were operating on the ground, now they are growing bigger. People who have gone to West and to many countries, they have come back to claim their ranks. So here we are sitting on a time bomb if we don't implement this agreement. And I always appeal to our fellow citizens just to implement it and get out of the crisis.
Thank you. So now you mentioned two things, Ustaz Nhial. You mentioned that if the government is not implementing this peace agreement, there will be sort of something from the Troika to make this government go to exile. That's one point. The another point also you have.
Yeah, this agreement, in my opinion, is a resting grounds for everybody. Is a resting grounds. It is not a solution. If because here we were very close to sanction and to trustship, but our leaders, they went to the negotiation, and I have the belief that they did not take their problems and negotiate them. What they took was a public relations exercise that let us tell the world that the problem is.
Go ahead. It looked like somebody called him. Again, we go back to what Ayaga said, that, hello, are you there? Hopefully, Ustaz Nhial, we'll be back so we can finish this. Let me go ahead and continue. So I'm going to go ahead and try bring you back. Go ahead, Ustaz Nhial. Call me because I have 2 or 3 more questions so we can wrap it up. I don't want to leave you without Go ahead and hit the green button, and I'll bring you back. So for those who just joining us now, I have Ustaz Nhial Bol, the editor-in-chief of the newspaper Citizen, and also Khartoum Monitor, live with concerned Citizens of South Sudan. So hopefully we come back so we can finish. Go ahead and send a request. Nhial Bol Aken. I saw your request.
Mama Liro, Dinga Jaguar Mama, Dinga to Mama Liro, Dinga Jaluang Quay, Dinga to Mama Betty, and you know Mama, Mama Gay, Jale,
So I'm gonna go ahead and bring Puj in, and then if you are back with Nhial Bol, and then I'll be able, to bring you. So. Okay, I'll give it back.
And I believe this is the only chance for all of us.
Yeah, I apologize, for inconvenience, because we were just in the middle and then cut off. It looked like somebody called you or no, and I apologize for that. So go ahead and finish, because we were talking about the trade.
Okay. Yeah. So here, my argument was that the agreement is a resting ground. At the end of the day, the bigger loser in this agreement, if it fails, it is the government, because the opposition have nothing to lose at the end of the pre-transitional period. But as a citizen with a concern, I'm appealing to all the stakeholders to move this country out of the crisis. Otherwise, there are a lot of options around. Hearing some Western countries pushing for a kind of government in exile. This is not a secret. They are proposing their own way, and what is delaying the decision of the international community is the differences between the U.S. and European countries, because the European countries are pushing for what they call Kosovo model, where you have to bring forces from African Union and disarm all the forces and impose the authority until the election time. The Europeans are lobbying for that. Then the Americans are lobbying for either a government in exile to be formed, and then that government in exile have to conduct a kind of elections by using other ways, like what happened in Somalia. Or people have to go for the trustship. The trustship is the bigger argument of the American think tanks. They are pushing for it. So here, why don't we take the chance to solve our problem rather than losing the country because of individual interests? So I think we have to be very careful in handling this agreement. It is a chance for our leaders to find a solution to our problem.
Okay. Now, Ustaz Aken, I'm not going to go back and forth, to ask you about this question, because on the other hand, I can see too the government is playing their own buying time. I don't see here the opposition is going to be a winner too, because they have some sort of agreement with Khartoum actually to kick out all the opposition forces. That's another perspective that we can see from that, but I'm not going to go there. So now my question, you have heard, the last meeting that took place in Labanok County, Jubek State, between the SPLM party. And actually, Waniga, President Kir actually, it mentioned something about Taban and Ezekiel, how, they did not apply to a political bureau in a right manner. What do you think happening there? Is it a rip-off now between those friends of yesterday? Is that a rip-off between them?
Actually, I think from the very beginning, Taban was trying to save his life. And before he became a vice president, he called me and told me that, Nhial, we have two options to achieve. Either we go to UNIMIS, or you guys have to take me to J1 and become the first vice president in the place of Riek Machar. This was his argument on the first few days of the crisis. So here, Taban is not a type of person who have ambitions, from my personal observation. He have no ambitions to go more than what he have been. So I think Salva have realized that this man will not deliver, and he doesn't have a constituency, and he want to get rid of him. And then again, from the record of our president, who is partly a relative, he is only interested in power, whether people die or what. He have realized that Taban cannot deliver anything to his power. And I think he want to create some issues so that he kick out Taban from being a vice president and accommodate somebody from Baragazal. Because the next government is the government of buying votes. What will he tell the people of Baragazal? So I think the statement of saying that the procedures were not done. From my experience of the SPLM, which I worked with for some 2 years before the agreement in 2005, I know SPLM have no party structure where there are attendance minutes. They only call for meeting when there are crises. And they call for meeting when they are distributing powers. And they call for meeting if they want to declare war. There is nothing called a structure in the SPLM where you have to apply. And then you have to, even when you dismiss those of Pagan initially, there was nothing based on the constitution of the SPLM. So I'm sorry, but Salva is preparing his way to deny Taban a position of vice president by saying that he is not even a member of the SPLM and he did not follow the procedures. So I think it is pressure from Barghazal which is resulting into this argument. And it is very serious if Salva didn't handle it in a proper way. Because from the I'm getting from our people in Barghazal, they may decide what they did to Abil Ali, they will just walk to somebody and say, you take this government, we are the one giving it to you. If Salva cannot act now. So I think Taban Sini doesn't have a constituency, he should just go home. That is the only thing left for him.
Oh, okay. I got your point. Since we are talking about the power, and you mentioned that President Kiir is not interested of the development, people dying, whatever happening, what do you make of him trying actually to move the Division 3 from Greater Northern Barakazal, Unik, to somewhere in Gogrial or to somewhere in Tony? What is trying to do here, by moving Division 3 from that area?
Well, what I know so far, I'm not a military person, but I was in Baragazal until July this year. What I know, there is no army. People are talking of division, but it is just names in form of names, fake names for people who are getting salaries. So I think there was even allegations of compulsory recruitment, and they are doing some training in some parts of Twitch area in northern Gogrial. So here there is no army even to be moved. There are few forces which were there, and so taking them to Toin means that there is a fear that Malong may influence these people and that they can defect to his side. So they are taking weapons, not people actually. There is no enough manpower in northern Barghazal, to the best of my knowledge. So it is they are taking them to the center where the weapons can be protected. That is how I see it. As for the training of those who have been compulsory recruited, I think it is just because they need to take these people to the containment and they don't have forces, really forces. We have relatives there. They go and stay for some months and then they go back to their barracks after 6, 7 months. There is no army like that in the world. So I think there's a shortages of manpower and you want to create a balance in the army in the next period.
Okay.
So that is how I see the two. The relocation of the division in northern Barghazal is because of fear from Malong, not from anybody. Because this force, which was in Unik, was composed mainly from the people of majority of them from Awil, from northern Barghazal, and then from other Dinka areas. So I think it's a wise decision if they want to save their weapons from going into individual hands or to Malong.
So that speak actually to President Kiir that wanted to maintain power by all means. Also, my last
that has been his issue all the time along. I have been telling those of Pagan in 2007. I was having a dinner with him in the former house of Anissa Jaran. And he was so excited about the achievement of Salva. I said, Pagan, you are going to be a refugee in the end of this man. Sometimes back, he admitted that it was Matiang who chased them out. But that is it. The guy, our president, is just about power. He doesn't hate people. He is not the really killer. But anything that can tamper with his power, he will not tolerate it. Take, for example, he is very interesting in this piece, and if people are not careful, he will lose their life because he won these 3 years and 8 months free. And then maybe at the end of the transitional period, he will think for the next move.
All right. So now, thank you so much, for answering that question, Ustaz Nhial Bol Aken. Now, as you see, part of my topic there, I talk about the mile 14 and the contested areas in South Sudan. What is behind that? Because we see now a massive migration, Marailin, Maram, and Bagara, they are moving toward that area, and we are well know that President Kiir actually withdrew, the SPLM soldiers from that area. What is trying to accomplish here?
My friend Jongkor, the problem here is that we must, as I said, our president is only after his power, after he is sick. He have already abandoned the issue of BI. People are still talking about it, but I don't think in South Sudan, he actually sent them for a referendum. And when they went, some people lose their job because why they went for a referendum, which was not regulated by Sudan, because Sudan was threatening the government of South Sudan. So you have abandoned Abiy, and he will do to miles 14, and he will even compromise Pantau. This is the reality. From my experience, I think he will not depend an area from the north, and this is the danger part now, and that's why our unity is important to come together and defend South Sudan lands. Otherwise, this issue of mile 14 is a gone case. By next year, you will see the Sudanese moving there with their flag, and that's the end of the story. And it is because here, our leaders, the so-called leaders, even people, the leaders from Awil, they are only with care for survival purpose. They don't have a voice. They are there to be seen, and their voices are not here. So this is the difference. Who will talk about this area? Now the division has been moved where the sons of Awil are the majority. It has been moved without resistance. So what do you think? So it is up to Sudan now to claim any part of South Sudan, and it is given.
So sad. So sad.
Yeah.
Ustaz Nhial Bol, thank you so much, for being this part of this program. I want to give floor to you, the last word regarding this peace process. What can you tell the people of South Sudan and young people who are watching today, who are hoping that peace would prevail and then we will be a stable nation like any other country in this planet?
The only message I have is that the pressure we should intensify pressuring our leaders to implement this agreement, because failing to implement this agreement, it will result into so many options, including losing the nation. We may have a government in exile where all our resources will disappear in the hands of people whom we don't know. We may end up like Congo, where a group of rebellions are fighting and they are exploring they are benefiting from the mineral resources. So Congo is the richest country in Africa, but you can see how far they are. So the only thing for any concerned citizen is to pressure all parties. I have been talking even to my boss that it should abide by this agreement so that the country which they fought for should not collapse. If the government fails, okay, we will all celebrate the failure of the government and it will go into the history, but we are going to lose the nation because Troika is not after this agreement. They will not support it and we will not get the resources. And if the Americans and the European agree on the model, then South Sudan will be something different. There's a possibility of disarming all the forces, including forces of the opposition, and you make it. The people of Kosovo are the strongest people in the world, but they have been disarmed. They don't have a national army now. So what is so strange about our situation? So I'm appealing to them to pressure all their leaders and make the country a stable country. There is a chance for it. And then if we understand sulfur very well, we will survive for the next 3 years plus the pre-transitional period. After that, we have to think how to move after 3 years. I know he is not going to give the money for the implementation, but let us do it with whatever is possible.
All right. Well, Ustaz Nhial Bol Aken, you know, the former editor-in-chief of Citizen newspaper and columnist in newspaper of Juba Monitor, Khartoum Monitor, sorry. I really, really appreciate you. You're coming here and speaking live to the people of South Sudan. Merry Christmas to you, and have a good night, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, you have it, my fellow South Sudanese. Follow the Citizen of South Sudan. Let me go ahead and see here. South Sudan was there. So, I already. If you are available, I'm going to go ahead and bring you. You waited for quite a bit.
Hey, Jongkor, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you? Good to see you, sir. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Thank you for having me, brother.
No problem. So, what is your insight? So many things today.
Yeah, I got them. Well, first and foremost, I want to make a quick point before I break it down.
Mm-hmm.
If you see these opposition people every day on a show, the government of South Sudan does this. We need a system in a place. We need a leadership. We need a transparency.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to hear from them. But when it came for them to show us the model, to show us how they putting system in a place, they fail. How you gonna convince me as ordinary citizen, that you are better than the government of South Sudan, and you fail even to manage your affair as an opposition? The election took place. Whatever comes out from the election should be respected. Before you jump into Kir neck and the government South Sudan neck, you need to organize your house. You need to put things clear so you can have an argue to prove that you are a better alternative for people of South Sudan with the way you are managing your affair, whether in the term of democracy or in the term of the transparency or of the term of the rule of the law.
Mm-hmm.
What these governments, what this opposition are doing is a hypocrisy, a pure political hypocrisy, because you call for something, and when you have a chance to demonstrate that and to prove that what you claim is what you mean by exercising that in the place you control, and you are doing the same thing as you claim the government is doing, is a total hypocrisy. So how I'm going to believe you? This is point. The rule of the law, put system in the place, the transparency, it should be start from the opposition. So you can have a good argument to convince me, the ordinary citizen of South Sudan, that you are a better alternative than the government is right now. But look, what you are doing, you are even worse than the government I support, because failing to concern to the result of the election is a disaster. And how many people are this? These are 9 or 7 leaders. This is not election conduct in the whole South Sudan. These are the leaders of South Sudan, political alliance themselves. They are doing this. How you fail to handle a very small election in a place you have the upper hand and you control and you put the rules and the guides. How are you going to manage South Sudan with this conflict interests of tribalism, international and regional? That's what I say. Any one of these opposition should be ashamed. They don't have a face to come and talk about the failure of the government, and they are themselves, they are the failure, and they prove it. I'm really sad for this happening in the opposition, because the opposition is the mirror of the government. I'll be happy if I have a strong opposition. I will understand that my country will be good in a good hands, because the opposition will come and they will be able to deliver, and they'll be able to manage, and they'll be able to provide food, shelter, and good life for us. But with the way I see it, they are not going to deliver anything. They just talking. Being busy of hunting the government mistake is disable your own ability to develop policies and rules and procedures can improve you to perform better than the government. You will stick to the negative. The government does that, the government does that, but you don't have a time to perform or to evaluate your ability of leadership. What happened is very clear, Brother Jongkor. It is a struggle of the power. If you look into it, I'm going to put it in a three-way. First, if you look into Shanson and the rest of the group, and Lamakol and the rest of the group, what happened is this: there is a one seat for the vice president is going to go to the political alliance. So now we already have two, Dr. Riek Machar and Taban Dengai, and both of them from Upper Nile, and both of them from Nuer. So if you flip Cadet or you flip Shanson, there is no way Cadet or Shanson gonna come as a vice president, because we're gonna have three Nuer in the presidency, which is not fair for the rest of the country. If you flipped it into a regional, you're gonna have three people from Upper Nile in the government, which is not fair for the rest. So if Lamakol conduct that election and bring Peter Gadet to be his nominee, because Gadet gonna nominate Dr. Lamakol to be a vice president from the alliances, Lamakol will never get it. Because if you look from the angle of the region, you're gonna have three people there from Great Upper Nile. So all in all, it's not good for Gadet or for Lamakol. What is the alternative? The alternative, this seat of the vice president is gonna go most likely to Bokosoro, which from Equatoria. We're gonna have two Equatorian in the presidency, Waniga, and Waniga is there not because he's an Equatorian. Waniga represent the old guard of the SPLM. He and Kwal Manyang and Daniel Awenakot and Dr. Peter Nyogaba, these are the old guard. They are there, they are the founder, and they are the icon of the SPLM that are alive. But it's coincident that he's from Equatoria. So Bakasoro gonna join his brother Waniga. Bakasoro from Zande, Waniga from Bari, which is a good case. The only way Lamakol gonna come is, remember when Taban Dengai was appointed as a vice president when Dr. Riek Machar flee to Congo, Lado Gori supposed to be in the place because he was a deputy of Dr. Riek Machar. But because of the regional, Equatoria, and because Waniga is there, you cannot have two Equatorian in the presidency. That's how Taban Dengai came into the seat, because of balance of region and balance of the tribe. The same formula and the same equation that brought Taban Dengai to the presidency is the same thing gonna bring him down. How? We have two Nuer there. We have
is
two
it because
I'm
sorry to disrupt you. Is it because of regional seriously, or is because Taban actually was anti-SPLM IO Riek Machar?
He's anti-IO SPLM Riek Machar, but what makes him qualify, not because he what makes him qualify, he is from Nuer first, and he is from Upper Nile. You cannot have two Equatorian in the presidency, Wani Iga and Lado Gori. And Taban Dengai said that himself in one of the interview with I think with Khartoum newspaper. So now what will happen, if you see now the president, he tell, okay, the group of Taban and Ezekiel Garquat, They never submit their paper properly so they can become a member. This is the beginning of Taban gonna go there, and Dr. Lamakol gonna take Taban place. We're gonna have two from Great Upper Nile. One is where the other one is Shuluk.
Don't you think that statement made by President Kiir in Lobanok last week, that Taban did not submit the proper paper?
Yeah, this is the beginning.
Don't you think that the way Kiir want to get rid, like, you know, again?
Yeah.
The way that get rid of them?
It may happen because we need a room for Dr. Lamakol to represent Great Upper Nile and to represent Shuluk. Shuluk need to be represented. So you're going to kick Taban and put Lamakol in his place, and you're going to bring Bakasoro. So Bakasoro and Wani Iga are there, and you have Dr. Lamakol and Dr. Riek Machar are there. Both represent Great Upper Nile. One is Nuer, other one Shuluk. You have Wani Iga is a Bari, and you have Bakasoro is Zande. We Monjang, we just, you know, we chill. But that's what is going on. The sad thing, and I blame the opposition, when people come to talk about education, Dr. Lamakol is a genius, he's a brilliant. But he tell him, okay, cadet is not that educated. The argument he used is like when we use in America, my cousin is cuter than your cousin. So he say, my Peter Gadet, maybe he finished the 6th or Garal Hadis and Asatsa. But I know there is some people there in the presidency, they don't know even how to write or read their names.
Let me interject here.
Yes.
Do you think it's because Lamakol think Peter Cadet is a little bit educated than those in the government, or he knows that actually by using Peter Cadet is a manpower to come and intimidate those, you know, on the government, because he's a military guy? Here's
the thing. Lamakol is a very genius and a smart guy. The reason he took Peter Gadet, he need a general. He needs somebody with military experience. This is point one. To protect him. This is one. Number two, if there is conflict happen between Dr. Lamakol and Johnson, by bringing Peter Gadet as a chairman of the South Sudanese Alliance, the conflict between Peter Gadet and Johnson, the conflict gonna be Nuer conflict. Peter Gadet gonna fight Gabriel Johnson, and Lamakol is safe, and Shuluk are safe.
So Lamakol tried to play a nasty game here.
Yes, that's how you play. He's really smart. He's a genius. He can use Gadet to bring him to the seat of the second of whatever presidency there. At the same time, if there is any retaliation or there is any conflict, you know, in South Sudan, we took the laws into our own hands, and you rally your community behind you. The community of Johnson gonna rally behind Johnson. The community of Gadet gonna be rally behind Gadet, and they're gonna crash into each other. And Lamakol is not there. Nobody gonna come to Lamakol. That's how you play your card. But what it said in all this dilemma is, are these gonna help the peace of process? Is no. Are the outcome of this inter-conflict within the South Sudanese alliance is good? Is not good. Because if you have an incompetent opposition, they don't know how to deliver, they don't have any stamina, it's not good for the whole country. Like I tell you earlier, I'll be more than happy to have a strong opposition. So when the government is failed, I know some people, they are there, they are ready to lead and to provide services to people of the South Sudan. But with the way I see it, these opposition people, they don't have any faith, they don't have any moral ground to come and criticize the government of South Sudan, and they fail miserably to manage their own affair and to represent themselves to people of South Sudan like they are better than the government. This is what I do. You need to believe me. I'm the change. I'm the one who gonna deliver services. I'm the rule of the law. I'm the justice. I'm the system. All these are not there. So today, whoever gonna come and talk about Kiir and the government and this negative thought, brother, you are wasting your time, because what you are doing is hunting mistake, and you don't have any kind of program to develop and put system in a place. Whenever you are ready to take the country, you can lead. So it is better for us to stick to the government and support the peace until we have a real capable opposition which is ready to take the lead and let South Sudan to the better place. Opposition always good because it's the mirror of the government. You see all your mistake in the mirror of the opposition. But if you have opposition addicted to the negative and they are addicted to criticize, their job is to criticize, but they don't have anything into place, it's not a good opposition, and it's not going to help, and it's not going to take us anywhere. They will keep talking and talking, and they will prove every day to people of South Sudan they are not capable and they can do anything to bring change and prosperity of South Sudan. And this is the sad for all of us as a South Sudanese.
So now, Tuch, thank you, for that session right there. So now, let's go to Lavanak, meeting in Juba County.
Yes.
So, was it wise from President Kiir for someone who had used against the IO yesterday, to come and talk about it publicly like that, like what he said? Was it a wise thing to do?
In politics, there is nothing called wise or unwise. In politics, there is a result and there is objective need to be achieved. That's all. Like I tell you, what President Kiir tried to, what he tried to do is he tried to have a room for Dr. Lamakol to come as a vice president, and he gonna take Taban for the reason he brought, because they never submit their paper in a proper way. So Taban, maybe they're gonna give him Secretary General or whatever, but this position has to be vacant, and Dr. Lamakol has to come there to represent, to make a regional balance and to represent Chuluk in the presidency, because you cannot have Dinka, Nuer, and Bari, and there is no Chuluk is there, just by common sense. And President, he's trying to do his best, and he's playing the card. In politics, there is no emotion, there is objective, and there is a card you play whenever you are capable to do it. That's how it is, Brother Jongkor.
So now my second question to you, I still have more to you, you as a government supporter. Now, Waniga spoke on that camp,
yes,
also.
And
then he said a lot of things. He admitted that, President Kiir admitted that SPLM fell miserably. He said SPLM is very weak position. It's because we are so divided. And who caused that division? That question that need to be answered by President himself. Now, Waniga said that, he admitted that bed was gone. When your house was gone, you don't pretend it's not dirty. Yeah, do not pretend that house was gone. So now, have the SPLM party learned that their house was dirty? And do they have that will to clean that house, with good faith? That's my question to you.
SPLM now, they try to resell themselves to the people of South Sudan. And what is the best way to resell yourself is to come to the public and admit it that I failed, and I failed miserably, and give me another chance for me, and I will do better. And this is part of the leadership. You admit your failure, and you come to your people, ask them forgiveness, and let them give you a chance.
How many chances? I'm sorry to disrupt. How many chances President Kiir needs?
Let me finish. Let me finish. I'll come to this.
Go ahead.
With this weak opposition, the chances likely for the SPLM to lead are very high, because you have like 7 or 8 leaders, they cannot agree on something. So the opposition is very weak, and with their differences, their strength, the SPLM, and we will use this and utilize to the maximum to prove that this opposition is not capable to lead the country. SPLM, with all its failure, is in a better position of leading country for the next 10 years. The opposition cannot do anything. Let them organize their things and agree who is going to be who and who is going to be what, and accept the result of the election and abide by the law which is written by them, and show us this is what I can do as an opposition in my institution, and I will be doing better if you guys give me a chance to lead you in South Sudan. But I don't see that at all over there. That's why I give the chances of the SPLM to be lead. And it was a smart move from Dr. Waniga to admit that. Yeah, I'm failed. Please give me another chance, because if you see Tom and Jerry between Changsot and Lamakol and Hussein Abdelbagi and the rest, it's not doing any good for you guys. I'm the one, I have experience. Let me give you this example, Brother Jongkor. I'm not going to say name, but it happened. There is one guy from South Sudan somewhere that they put him in a ministerial position. And in 2 years after he got a post, he never go to his community. And his community, they asked him, hey, we need to replace this guy with another guy. When he came back to his community, hey, please, you guys need to support me because I won another term. They tell you, hey, Mr. YZ, when you got that position, you married 2 wives, you built 2 houses, you have too many cows, you never delivered anything for us. He said, so we're going to put Mr. XX in your place. He said, well, you guys might be right. Now, the first time I secured myself, I built a house, I married many women, and I bought a car. The next term is going to be your term, if you guys give me a chance. But if you give Mr. This guy, Mr. XYZ, this guy, he have a 1 wife, he have a 1 house, and he gonna do the same thing, and you guys gonna lose twice. I'm the better because I secured myself for the first time, and the next time is gonna be for you. For the SPLM failed.
What prevents that? He's going actually to triple. He's going to marry more and he's going to build more.
No.
That's fair argument to be made.
Which one is better? The better is the one who already secured his things, married many women, built a lot of houses. The next time he's going to be doing development for the people. Rather than this guy, he came, he's still hungry and he bankrupt and he going to eat all those money and would deliver nothing. So for SPLM, they had their shot. But for this opposition, they're going to be worse than the current government, Brother Jongkor. So that's why these people are the leaders, Waniga and Salva Kiir, are coming to people of South Sudan and admit their failure. Give us another chance. Don't give this guy, he never had a chance to do anything because he's going to start from scratch like we did.
All right. So now, Tuj, moving on. I'm
Yes.
sorry, man. I'm going to hold you a little bit here because I have a lot of questions here to ask you. Now, you have heard there is an issue between Akolkor and the President Kiir. You know, in South Sudan, whatever they said there behind the scene is always leaked out. We know that. There's something going on now between Akolkor and the President Salva Kiir. We don't know how it's going to result it. Now, what is the reason behind President Kiir moving Division 3, which is a very strong, division within the SPLA, soldiers, moving it from Northern Barghazal, my area, to your area, Gogrial or Tony, somewhere there in Warab? And also, why is he ignoring, the mile 14? And now we can see there is a massive migration of Maram, it's coming back. Right?
Yes.
What it is? What are all this? Is it really feeling intimidated by Paul Malone, or he just want to please al-Bashir? What it is? Tell me, because you know the guy much better than others.
Well, for what is going on between President Akolkor, I don't know. I cannot comment on anything. I don't know. So, but for moving Division 3, I'm not a military person, but maybe because of a strategic reason, they say it's Northern Barghazal. You better move the weapon and the people to a deeper place strategically. Because if you see during the struggle, all the important division were in Equatoria, because in Equatoria, we don't have any problem with Uganda, with Kenya, is secure. That's why Dr. Jongkor, he always conduct his important meeting in the Equatoria. Equatoria was the most safe place during the 21 years struggle. So the more you go deep south, the more you are secure, and the more you prevent any accidental hit from wherever. Maybe just for strategic, but it had nothing to do with what's going on. That's what I think.
So you don't think it has nothing to do with Malong intimidation? Because what we know, there's the fracture within the division now, because there is a lot of people are going to Malong camp. And President
Look,
actually is not,
but,
because the man...
Brother Jongkor, let me tell you this. Malong, when he left to EA, and he said, and 100%, he don't want any son of South Sudan die because of him and because of war. Ever since Malong, he deflected and he formed his movement, he never shot a single bullet against the government. That's his legacy, and we respect him for doing that. So Malong is not a threat. Why Malong is not a threat? Because this government now in Juba, the one who saved it and the one who supported it was King Paul Malong. You cannot destroy something you almost protected with your own life. He put his life on the line.
But at the same time, there is a point here.
That government.
There is a point here. Both you have made here. I want to add it to you. If you want to secure the country, you want country to be secure. Do you secure the border, or you move away from the border? Because now we became, you brought the issue of a struggle. Why we have our weapon in Equatoria, because we were fighting with Khartoum. So it was necessarily for us to stay back there. So the enemy has to overrun everything in order to get all the way to Numili to take the weapon. But now we are a country. Would we secure the border? Because now we have a country in the northern side. Or should you move the weapon inside? What is going to happen to vulnerable people who live across the border then?
What I see now, the relationship between Sudan and South Sudan, they are at its best because the oil and because this peace agreement. So I don't think there is imminent threat.
Okay. Then there is no threat from Khartoum. So the real threat is Paul Malong. Then we came to that conclusion, right?
Like I said, Paul Malong is not a threat. You know, if he want to do something, he will do it. But I don't think he will do anything. Not because he's not capable of that, but he don't want to end up in the history of the South Sudan. He's the one who destroyed the thing that he built and he protected with his own life. Malong's issue, I think, is going to be resolved sometime, maybe within the Great Bahr al Ghazal community leaders. So those people of Gen Council of the Elders, they are doing their best to bring Malong and Kir together. So that's why even Malong, since he rebelled, he never shoot a bullet. He said Abdel Baghi, when he rebelled, he never shoot a bullet, which is good. You can be in opposition, but don't destroy your country, don't kill your own people. And we give King Malong credit for that, although that he's not a part of the government, but he is still a good South Sudanese, and he's a fighter. This is his legacy, and it will stay for the rest of the history.
All right. Well, Brother Tuj, I really appreciate coming in, and adding your perspective. Last word before I let you go, because I have a lot of people here. I saw Emmanuel Ajawin actually disagree with you. He may come and make his point.
Oh, so, Emmanuel Ajawin.
Listen. So now, Arrow, you said that call me, but you did not send the request. And later you're going to complain that we are not calling you. Arrow, you would please send in a request. Molwal Bodnyan, send in your request. And Emmanuel Ajawin, if you wanted to come and weigh in, also send in a request. Go ahead and finish your point, please.
Emmanuel Ajawin, he have no case today. No matter what he gonna talk about the government and the failure of the government, the failure is start from his own institution. Let him go and fix the mess of the opposition, because now we have what do you call it? South Sudanese Alliance, Peter Gadet, South Sudanese Alliance, Lamakol and Changson. Lamakol and Peter Gadet, and we have South Sudanese Alliance, Peter Gadet. We have South Sudanese Emmanuel Ajawin and Thomas Chirillo and Hakim Dario. Who is who and who is what? How are you going to convince me and how are you going to lead me that the government is failure and cannot deliver anything, and you, within on your institution, you can do nothing? They will just come here, talk for the sake of the talking, but the result on the ground, he showed their hypocrisy and how they are incompetent to lead and to deliver and to bring the change. And thank you for having me, Brother Jongkor. You have a good day.
Thank you so much, Tuch, for coming on. Please stick around and watch. All right.
I'm here.
Thank you so much. I welcome those who join us shortly now, and we continue with Concerned Citizens of South Sudan. As you can see the topic there, we are focusing today on division among the alliances. Were they really fighting for the people of South Sudan? Why don't they want to be a good example? Why are they fighting? What is behind all these things? Also, we are talking about the micro-team issues here. What is the future of micro-team? Please get ready and send in your request, and then we can go ahead and do this. Remember, you as a concerned citizen of South Sudan have nothing to do. The good thing about me, though, I don't feel any threat. I'm not looking for any position. That's why I have to talk about these issues. So go ahead and send me a request. Arrow Wood, go ahead and send me a request. Hello, Bonya, go ahead and send me a request. I'll bring you so we can hear your perspective as well. So now, you didn't send requests. I saw Tongjang on the top, and then Maker, I saw you also, and then Pagan, and then Francis Malwal, you are the last. So let me go ahead and bring Tongjang, and then I'll bring you guys, as, orders. Tongjang Yandeng, good to see you, brother. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
I am doing good. Merry Christmas to you. It's only, I believe, couple of weeks for Christmas Day. So go ahead and add your perspective as well. You've been listening.
Yeah, thank you. And this is very crucial. Thank you for bringing in journalists, one of the highly with the credible and impeccable record, Nhial Bol Aken, for come tell exactly. And I would like to ask you and your viewers to ask me those manipulation questions, your last guess, the same amount at the time, and then I can answer them, because I'm a military person in Southern Sudan, in American Marines, and then I can explain what division mean and how many battalion and how numbers in a division. Division 3 battalion were almost 5,000. There are only 3. It's called brigade in Arabic. And when 6 battalion, almost 8,000 altogether, this is what called division. Division is not a small thing. It's for correction. Journalist Nhial said earlier that it's not a military to say there is no manpower. There is something huge than that. And then go ahead. You ask me a political way or a border thing or a military situation there, then I can explain. Even removal of Wuniyik into home house of the Tut don't want to tell you. He's been moved in his house.
Yes.
Tut from a period, from late Martin Manila Yuel, is a Tut house, and Tut don't want to mention. Because his uncle Bona Malwal have this ideology.
Exactly. And leaving the vulnerable people in the greater northern Barghazal, unsafe, because that's the border there. Now is pivot the way for Maraili and Maram, to move in our territory. And now Maram and Bagar, they are moving like nothing before.
Absolutely.
Like nothing. I talked to my brother and he said they are moving here like nothing before, So now, what do you think is behind all this? They are moving, the Division 3 from Wuniyik, from Northern Barghazal. What it is? Is it a threat from Paul Malone? What Kir wanted to do? Just tell us.
Let me explain it. This is not a joke. I've been saying it all along. We Denka, we foot Salva Kiir by using Denka name, and now you become a victim of your own duplicity and the accomplice. And this is exactly what happened in the northern Barghazal. Is a recipe of disaster in Madinga Will area. Morali now are moving, and Khartoum bought all the 10 that are given to Moralin. They're carrying in a camel, and some cars are coming brought those things. Those are brought to Moralin to come and say permanent, because it's a part of the deal. Mal 14 was given into them that time when war turned out in Torah Link. But he said if Zekat and Massyria their cow will not be access to go to Chilko and Kira Dem in the grazing area. I will not allow oil to flow to South Sudan. And that's why Kir pull out. Pagana mom say no, and that's why Pagan will throw out. Now, this now entire region are removal of Mal of Division 3. And
do you know what? Do you know what, Tongjang? Do you know what, Tongjang? For those Maram or those Maseria of those, you know, Bagara and go all the way. Do you know when they go to Chelko, they pass my hometown in Nyamlen. They pass, you know, and they go beyond. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You see that?
Here now, your hometown Nyamlel or district of Ringwal Marial Bay, they're gonna be there. As long they are a Denka and they are under siege, the enemy go there and put them under siege. They're gonna be like ethnic Serbia who are enclave in Kosovo, where they are surrendered by the Armenian and Kosovaris, so they cannot say anything. So either you choose to let it on to comply with them, because those Dinka who are there, they're gonna be under siege, and that's the reason removing Division 3. And so those Arab come in to please Bashir. Kir is only focused to stay in the power, no matter what land of South Sudan is sell, and a one remain in the border, and Bashir not attacking a one. That's all what Kir care. There is nothing else here. Nhial Bol said it in her head, and that's why I always hear Nhial say one thing earlier. What very important? I said that time Ijlik, but Nhial is afraid he's in Khartoum. He don't want to talk too much against Khartoum like what I did, because he have sanctuary there. Disarmament, disagreement of IO, Ijlik has been given to Bashir. And Nhial said, Ijlik, it might be compromised. He said it earlier. Ijlik is a part being stolen, Mal 14 being stolen, and that's why when Malong start talking about Mal 14 popularity, that's why Malong was thrown out. Then I told you now, in a Mal 14, there are a lot of troop defection, desertion from Upper Nile, Unity State, going there, and are difficult to be disarmed. And there are a panic that all Malwalgian Yang relationship between Kir and Malong, it got deteriorated. The possibility they might overrun Uniyik and seize those weapons and ammunition, they can fight for 10 years. And that's why Uniyik now to be moved into Maperi, Yotang, which is a hometown of Twitch now. That's where our late commander, Nhial Ayul, was born there. That's why to be moved, so there will be no son of Madinga will run away from Upper Nile or to desert it and go to Awul. So they can be captured there, and Kir is willing to use Twitch with the Bona Malwal to be anti-animal wild children who are put in Unity State. Either they will be disarmed away, if they refuse, they will be killed. And that, I don't think majority of Twitch are stupid doing that. It was the same Twitch that time they were killed during of Carbino, when the same Kid who killing you, and now you're going to be used to go. Why Kid don't move Division 3 into Milo? And Milo is border with Malwal Gernyang. Why he didn't done it? Because it's bringing disaster to some people.
Yes, correct. Now, Tongjang, we have been talking here in social media nearly 2 years. And we have been saying that this man is not interested protecting development in anything in the country. What is it interest in is just to remain in power. Do our people now realize that those who used to call us, I betray Dinka, I betray my community, I do this. Do they realize now what's going on, coming to their hometown, coming to their families? Do they realize? Are they learning from, we have been speaking, we have been allowing them for so long, but they have been ignoring all this for quite a bit. Are they learning now?
What I know so far, in my hometown in Uragadiang, where Carbino was killed like a dog, we learned it. Madinga will now, they are working. People of Abia Kuala, they know it. People of Biemnom in Ruwing, which is Torah Lake now, is their land being sold out. They learn it. But what people of Ruwing can do? Nothing. Because Pariang, Panru is there, and Buana Malwal in a Jakwaj is there, and Bull in Bentio, there is a war between Denka and Nuer. So our food in a situation they cannot do nothing. People are growing in a Biomnom, in Ijlik. They are small, but they can rise up. But they are under siege, they cannot do nothing. But in a tweet, all tweet, there are some tweet who are accomplices with the Juba. But in my hometown, Urok, where I was born, where Kabino was born, is an area
Yes.
that people were raped and people were killed. And there is nothing, we will not be used against anybody. And I say this, and anybody in Urok, in Juba, I'm not putting your hand into problem. But this will not be tolerated. We will not be used anybody. Salva Kiir should take the Vision 3 from a will and put it in the Milo. A will have border with Milo. And we Twitch we have border. A will have border with Twitch district of Malengdeng, non-Malengdeng, hometown of Mayom Coach, and then you come to Chora Kwenajak, you come to Thona Wija Yuel, you come to district of Kwalbol, Mabonga Yuel Kwal, that's where my mom was born. And then you come to my district, Urogadiang. Why take you to cross all this Twitch territory? Instead, you move it from Wunyi and take it to Milo. Across Malonga Wanabim area, and then you go to Milo, hometown of Kir. Kir don't want to bring death to his people.
Yes,
bringing it to Twitch and Twitch now with his uncle Bona Malwal are bringing genocide into Twitch area. Either we be used to fight Malwal Gernyang, and then later on is and Moralin is coming in now.
Yeah, they are in massive migration now. You know, I can understand the point. Even though Twitch refused to answer that question, but I know now what is behind. Kir felt threatened by Paul Malone because there's a fraction now within the Division 3. That's why he want to move them inside, closer to his territory. So as long as he's in power, he doesn't care what's going to happen to the border. Maralin are going to come in, or the army from the North Sudan are coming to the border. They are taking. It's not a problem as long as he's in power. And we have been telling our people for quite a bit, for a very long time. Sometimes they criticize. They said, you guys are talking nonsense. You guys are just doing this. President Kiir is a good guy. He cares about the people. Now they should realize what's going on in the country. They should realize. Now, let me move to the next level. So what's going on, though? Taban Dengai, it quite to be a savior to him, because yesterday, Taban made a big fraction within the SPLM-IO Riek Machar, and he came and joined J1. Now, why all of a sudden, and you hear, you know, on the conference that took place in Lobanok County, Juba State, President Kiir actually said something unusual on that meeting. What provoked him? Why do you think he's doing this? What it is?
Good thing is, thank you. Look, 2 years ago, 2 years or a couple of years ago, when Riek Machar was chased out in Juba, I've been always consistent and straightforward. Taban is a puppet. They have no ground in southern Sudan, in a Nuer area. People like Twitch propagandists jump into my neck. Taban, when you hear that Taban forces, no, it was not only pure officers who are from Nuer. Even in Taban hometown, Jikany, this is a hometown of war heroes who are fall. Bolnya one, you hear his name, Paul Thong, Loker in Jikany, those the hardcore fighters. Taban have no ground. Taban was forced by Young Council of Elders when they went from Pagag in 2015. Was brought and was told to be a vice president, and Taban he reached that part. And Taban was hoping that will be a minister of petroleum, because when they were in Pagag, he lost a lot of money. He was the one feeding IO, and that's where it is. Now he got those money, and that time Kir got many years, 4 years in war. Taban, he covered Taban up, and now we know nothing. Taban, he cannot deliver anything. So we say he don't want Taban, and that's what Kir said it. Because Taban cannot deliver anything. IO, there is no IO Taban, and I've been saying all along, and people want to hang me alive, crucify me alive. Taban was a puppet of Young Council of Elders. He have no ground, and this is what is very good for us when we tell the truth. No matter how you hate that person, truth need to be put in his place. Otherwise, we'll continue digging grave. The man is psychopathic. It's like Hitler. Hitler did not care. And when he's seen going to be captured and tortured, he killed himself. Invited officers while he wiring up all building and press a button and building club. That's how Hitler died. And that's what Turkey is doing. Even those by president like Lamakol with the big hard needle position are a trap. He's gonna kill them.
What do you think is driving those of Lama Call now to create that fracture within the SOA? Because now I see Lama Call is moving toward Gadet and then leaving the sanction. What it is, what they are trying to accomplish here?
Dr. Lama Call is making a mistake here, moving with Peter Gadet. Kir knew that very well. It was the same Peter Gadet killed Carbino at that time. Jongkor tell him to kill Carbino at that time, and then can become and be guaranteed something. Salva Kiir can talk with Peter Gadet and kill Lama Call before Lama Call talking about this kind of game. It's dangerous. Dr. Lam should know this better. But Peter Gadet, Kiir secure Bull already. That's why now we moving area, Malwalgian are danger. So Bull people like Matthew Puljang, Walet Montreal, Bull area, Kiir secured. And that's why he moved this area, Maperi, the headquarters of Division 3 now, is to be, Bull going to be in the border fighting IO and Bentiu. And then that's going to be in the center. And that's why it's suspected our area, in a young area, Tweed West, where I come from, border with the Will. We are outspoken for him, and Ngok there, we are all together. We are against the Kir government and Gorial racist group. So that's why moving there. Peter Gadet now cannot step his foot in his birthplace, Bentiu. He cannot. Because the troops are waiting for him in Panakwai, in Manga, in Darien Chol, Nhial Dio, and in Ruweng area, in Pariang. There is no way Gadet can come here and Kir make a cantonment. Peter Gadet, if he come, young Councillor Balas want him dead. He's not going nowhere here. This is a fact here. Gadet cannot go to Bentiu. Here is a wild kite. Gadet, even they defeat Riek Machar in Bentiu. Riek Machar. And Taban now, if we get Taban, thank God, I hope Taban will dismiss tonight. And this humiliation of Taban now going to put everybody back into Riek Machar very quick in Bentiu. And the Bull who are anti-Riek Machar, they will remain with the Kir. No question about it. I don't want any IO lie that the Bull are belong to Riek Machar. It's a lie. No, Bull are belong to Kir. So people like Puljang, like Dr. Nguyen Mointwil, they're going to remain there. Peter Gadet will not go there. Peter Gadet, even you defeat Riek Machar in Bentiu. Riek Machar now will regain 80% very soon. If Taban dismissed, they're going to play in Riek Machar in. And then Riek Machar will still have a stronghold in the Gajak border to Ethiopia, in the Gajak, Gayo, Gagwang, to Launuer in Akobo. You remember, SPLA government of Kir are in Wad, but they are not in Akobo. The home place of Peter Garkwak Gwal and Guy Tut and John Luke, SPLA is not there in across the river. So Riek Machar, you can defeat him in Bentiu, in Jazira Pangak, in Gawer, in Ayot, in Launuer, but Nasser will all up with it and all the way to Gajak, to border to Ethiopia. And those people are good fighters.
Thank you. Now I have another question for you, Tongyang. We have heard that the deputy governor of Lake State has defected and joined Paul Malone SSUF. I want to know why. We are an era of peace agreement. Why people are still defecting? That's one thing. Another thing, what's going on between President Kiir and Akolkor? Because there is a lot of things now going around. So can you just help our viewers understand what's going on with the deputy governor of Lake State, why he rebelled? And what is the issue between Akolkor and President Kiir? Because there's a lot of things going on behind the scene there. Some people, they may not, agree with us now, but later they will. Go ahead and give us,
Yeah, here. This is a fact here. The deputy of Lagos State governor, we have a second dictator, a ruthless dictator of Twek Maturichut. It's a guy deal with you with swap. If you disagree with him, will snatch your ass into your head into wall. It's a dictator. Okay. I know him very well, 7-footer. This guy is ruling people with and give license to his family, even his brother. It was deleted 2 years ago. It was a sultan, Faraman chief, and is engaged in terrorism. Assassinate Ever Agar. Matur give him license. So this guy is the same fall in the trap like what happened to Cholmayai Tang, and that's why he ran away. But now, Arab is moving, then are start working up Western countries, Malonga one behind this. If things happen in the northern part, Malone will be in equation. Now, divisions are running away from that area. People of Osana Dalbagi, those defect from Unity State, from Upper Nile, they go there and they don't join Adalbagi. They say that's Arab. And they say there, Malong is accumulate huge numbers there. And reality is coming in. People realize now that area is being given to Arab. Malong, I will not be surprised if Division 3 move. I will not be surprised seeing him along in the ground very quick to be snatched out by CIA and get himself in that area, and you will see insurgency in that area. And that's the reason Division 3 are running away. You cannot 6 battalion, almost 8,000 running away with no headquarters without a single bullet being fired. And you see Dow that time was being used. Now Dow become a victim of his own problem. Yeah, the same Ghana Turjung. Akolokora and Kir. This is a big thing here. There is a conspiracy here in a Lagos state from Urul to Bek to Gongarol to Tony, that somehow they are ganging up, somehow they will get Nhial to be their leader, and a Kolokor will facilitate either a coup or either to create too many enemies to Kir, and everywhere will be a disaster, and they will just force Kir to pick one of them after 3 years. It's a long time problem. A Kolokor need to be removed, and I heard a proposal now. There are 2 guys. I'm not going to mention. One guy is Anyuak, which is a lot of people don't have no problem. If you, there is, let's say there is Anyuak from Anyuak citizen, graduate from University of Khartoum and is brigadier in South Sudan, is a lawyer by himself, will be a good thing. There will be no opposition here. And there is another guy from ethnic Tweetbor from John Garang area, and people like Kwalmanyang, they were against it. I heard it already. Buana Malwan, Yak, with Kurd, and others, and Abelalier, they say no, and Buana Malwala and Eldo Job, they say no. Guy from Tweetbor, they knew he might gonna use intelligence to be a friend with the Kir and doing a lot of things against Bor, because tribalism is sectionalism is not something need to be denied. A Kolokor here is something, my personal thing, I want to tell Kir Mayar here. If he's really need to be careful, if you want to remove a call, remove him right away and secure all his business and let his wife from Kampala, Nairobi, or Australia go back to Juba. If you let him sneak out in the country, America want to get him, or whatever Western countries against Kir, and he will expose entire country. And this is a policy of any military intelligence or any military commander when most revered and ruthless such of him with the decapitation of suppress his opponent to go out and all document, he have a lot of them. Intelligent, if relationship turns sour with your intelligence, you keep him in jail or you kill him or you poison him. That's a policy. CIA, if retired, you make him to be a professor in the school of CIA. If you have bad relationship with him, you poison him or you kill him, disappear. That's how things work. This a Holocaust with the Kir, when it will explode, it's going to be very different. But I think Western countries who are against Kir, if a Holocaust sneak out and go to Kampala, it will be overnight. You will be surprised seeing it in the BBC or CNN. It will be sneak out and will be give everything to expose Kir. It's more danger is coming to Kir.
Okay, now my last question, Brother Tongjang. Thank you so much. You know, you have been so patient and answering a lot of questions. My last question: the veteran retired journalist Nhial Bol Aken, who was the chief editor on the newspaper Citizen, he already said that the Troika are working something out. You know, if the government is not implementing the peace, and then they will be sort of sending this government to exile, so forming the exile government, you know, to replace Salva Kiir Mayar. You know, that's one thing. So what do you make of that? Do you think he was right on that?
If we talk about regime change, it's yet. But this government, exile like him now, he live in exile. You cannot remove Kir from J1. I don't think what exile is going to live in Khartoum and America will recognize him. I don't think so. You go to Kampala in exile, and then people will think later on he might come back. No, you cannot do that. Here, Trica or Trica and America are the same.
Yes.
African Union and those regional one Southern Sudan money, they might try to do that, to make it to exile and negotiating deal through tribe and everything and things sort out. They might bring Kir back. Regional IGAD, yes, or African Union, because Africa is a club of dictatorship. They can do that, but I don't think so. Salva Kiir, if he's not implemented this, and this is Western countries say, Troika and United States and other countries, European, they say we will bring the money. If this piece is not implemented and it's not no inclusivity, we will not take part of it. They're going to be just removing Kiir and bring some of their friends. Because Troika and Western world now in the United States and Europe, they make policy that they don't need any government, a member of Arab League like Southern Sudan, as Somalians are everywhere. Our country has become a business transaction of all terrorists. They want to overthrow and put the government that have a people like Tongyang hostile to Khartoum to be a second Israel in the country. But Nhial, the journalist veteran Nhial Deng and Alfred Taban, they knew a lot of things. They might a little bit small of military thing, but they have basic information. But to go deep analysis in the military thing, that's the different. But the policy, their journalists have been right. They've been detained by Khartoum. They've been detained by Kir. There is nothing, any politics they don't know in our country. But our country, tribalism, propagandist, government defenders, like your last guest before you called me, it was saying, make a conspiracy, Lama call and Gadet. It's a tactic of Kir using tribe against tribe. That was your last guest was playing. And that's wrong. Even he did not want to answer and he said, Malonga he built Southern Sudan. Malonga never built anything greater than Carbino, than Yuan Bany, than a rock on a rock, than Yashigak Yashiluk. And to reach into a point that young council of elders, they should be sent to talk with Malong. Where were they when daughter of Malong died and was buried? Like it's wrong. Tribal sometime, no matter what it is, and people don't think, use logically, is wrong here.
All right. Tongyang Nyandeng, thank you so much, for joining us, and thank you, for your contribution. It was good having you, brother. Please try to stay around and listen to other viewers. And if you feel like you wanted to come in, you may. Merry Christmas, sir.
Thank you. You give me a sufficient time. Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I'll call you privately.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That was Tongyang Nyandeng, with his perspective. Go ahead and send me your request so I can bring you in as well. Today is open for everybody, to have their perspective. So many things happening in our country, and we must talk about this. The country is going downhill. The peace process that we have been talking about, and we wanted to help actually, we want to drive behind the peace. It seemed like things are not going in the right direction. And that's why we have to raise our voices beyond our interests. It is necessarily for you and me to speak up about this. It's no longer been a case of betrayal or betraying community, betraying the tribe. What we have sort of we've been hearing all the time like a song. It's all about the country. All right. So let me go ahead and see who else has requested so I can bring you in. That's right, Tom. All right, I see your request, guys. Let me go and bring Makir. Makir, I'm calling you right now. Makir, I'm calling you. Go ahead and answer. And we'll just bring Makir along. Again, I don't know. It looked like maybe the network is not cooperating, but I'm still, it's adding up. Hopefully, it will bring you live so we can hear your perspective. Yes, I'll try you also, Carol. Carol, you gone away. I don't know what happened to you. I don't see you here. So, okay, I'm still trying. People get tired when the network is not good, so because they wanted to hear, you know. Okay, let me go ahead and call Magan External. I'm calling you right now. It's dialing up. It's not going through. Try to log off and come back. Francis, let me go ahead and bring you. What happened to you, Francis? You exit? All right. Hello. You've been complaining for a long time. You always say that. I don't bring you. I don't call you. I call everybody, but the network sometimes doesn't cooperate. Now, you have an opportunity. Go ahead with your perspective.
Thank you for calling me today. I would say this is the first time that you called me. I talked to you twice.
No problem.
But on the other videos, I have been trying, but you never call me. That's why I make noise last time. But what I like, actually, I would like you to promote your show more, because I like what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And my argument was bringing the same faces all the time. It would not make sense to the other people, because you might be having some good mind out there that are not participating. So it seems if you are doing research, you do research across the country. We have only a few people that talk from Greater Upper Nile, and those people don't represent the Greater Upper Nile. You have few people that talk from Equatoria, and same thing in Barghazal, and they don't represent all those regions. So this was my argument, and I say that bring new faces so you can hear from them.
Actually, we are open, you know, brother.
Yeah.
The one that's in a request. Sometimes you don't know whether this guy is from Barghazal or Upper Nile or Equatoria. All South Sudanese, we have the same name, similar names. So,
well, yes, that is right. But I see, you know, when you go back to your video, you see the same faces. Like, I want you just to play like somebody playing Lido, that you can bring anybody. Say, hey, I'm bringing you. Bring women, bring guys. This was my argument. So, but I make it that to make it a little bit clear to you. So thank you for inviting me today. I like the argument that was brought up by Nhial. I never met Nhial, but I like the way he talked. He's very honest. He's not even worried about saying things about his chairman or his party. This is what I like. This is really fair. And I like the way Twitch argue him. Twitch his argument. I don't agree with him a lot, because he was defending government. And I like the way you brought him down at the end. He was not able to answer the mile 14, because he failed to answer it. There's no way that moving the army from mile 14 to the middle. And then he say that the government is worried about Malong. And he say also the government sent the delegation to talk to Malong. So why is worried about Malong? Who is the greater enemy here? It's the northern part. And the border issues, I say that you can make it as a separate topic because I'm from the northern Upper Nile. We face the same thing. Same thing, the people from Ruang State, the people from Nuer and all these, and you can go even to Raja. We all face the same thing. And you go across the South Sudan also, way to the south, to the Congo, and then to Uganda and to Ethiopia. People that live in the border, they face the same thing. And this topic would be really, really interesting for people to talk about it.
We will
Yeah.
actually.
So if you can make a special day for it, it would be really good to it. Yes, there's a statement that say in Arabic, الجهل الحقيقي ليس في غياب المعرفة بل في رفض اكتسابها. الناس في جنوب السودان عارفين الحاصل, but the government know exactly what is happening, but they ignore what's happening for their own interest. For their own interest. That is why. And I want you, like, I'm not going to focus more on your topic that you put, but I want to voice my opinion. I want you guys to talk about, because your concern is about the citizen. People are dying because of the war and all this. I want you guys, like I sent this topic to you and I sent it to Edward. Why don't we guys make another day that we can talk about the oil pollution that's killing people in many areas in South Sudan? And people that come from everywhere in South Sudan and go work to oil pollution areas, they are also affecting. And when they go back to their homeland, they go and affect people in there. And more people that are dying in that areas are the women. And especially like the young ladies, 19 and 18 years old, when they give a birth and the child die and they bleed and they die at the end. I went to South Sudan in 2016 and I have seen that in my eyes. So why don't we guys bring this also? People are getting blind because of the oil pollution. And the same thing, people are dying in South Sudan and it's killing many people. So we can make this also as a topic. And why? Why I say that? Because any government that are coming to the power, including the rebels, they are not discussing these issues. And these issues is more than South Sudan alone. It would be an issue that South Sudan can talk about it with Sudan government, with the oil companies that are operating in the area. They should bring this and make it happen. And we can do this if we unite as South Sudanese behind the government, and then we can push the government if there is a real government. So we can remind government, so whoever is coming, this can be in their mind.
All right.
Otherwise, your talk is really good. Yeah, the topic that I supposed to talk about it, they are already gone. But you're going to talk about what is happening in SOSA, and then I'm not part of SOSA. I don't know much about it, and I don't want to judge them wrong. But in general, what are they doing is not really good for them. It could be benefit for the government. In the other way also, it can be negative to the government because it's going to affect the peace. And I like the way Nhial put it. I like the way Nhial talked. And I like the way Nhial discussed with Tuj also. Tuj is from the same area with Nhial. I want the South Sudanese, when you are from a will and somebody like Jongkor is talking, try to approach Jongkor and convince him. Like the way Nhial was doing to Tuj and the way Tuj was doing to Nhial. But the audience would know who is telling the truth from there. You know, instead of attacking one another and refusing one another, it would not be the same thing to Upper Nile. We can do the same thing. So this is the spirit that we need as South Sudanese to talk with respect and then convene ourselves. So I will stop there and I will give chance to other people. I wait for long. It was 5 minutes when I log in, but I'm so glad you invited me today. My name is well known to you now, but I want you also to focus, and I say this to what Majazib, or you guys bring new faces too, even the women. So you can have variety of ideas. And thank you. Give chance to other people.
Aro, thank you so much, brother, for coming in and participating and airing your perspective. Yes, of course, I've been calling all the time, the young, the women, the old. This forum for all South Sudanese, from all different walk of life, whether they are rebel, they are government, they are whatever, independent-minded, like myself, they are all welcome. We don't discriminate. And thank you, for your advice. I take. Like I said, I put a statement out there by Socrates yesterday, actually. The smart people or people who want to be smart, they learn from everything and they learn from anyone.
Exactly.
And unless, you are an average person are the one that learn from, from their experiences, like the businessman of the songs, you know, with the donkey, when he crossed that creek, and then the donkey fell in the water, and then he lost everything. So on the next time when he came, he remembered, and then he went around because he had to go through dry land. But those actually who
Yes.
don't want to learn, those who are stupid, are the ones that have answer all the time. They say, yeah, yeah, I know, but they don't know actually reality. So thank you so much,
Exactly.
brother. We are
Yeah.
learning from each other. I'm learning from you. I'm learning from Edward. I'm learning from other viewers who come here as well. That's the way that we learn, and that's the way when we have that kind of conversation, we'll be able to get a solution, a solid solution for our problem. Thank you so much. You know, Arop,
Just 1 second. I
go
sent
ahead.
you a song last time saying that everybody in South Sudan can rule. There's no tribe. So that song you can play it. Actually, it's in a Dinka song, but I sent it to you because it's giving more opportunity to everybody in South Sudan can rule. There's no one tribe or there's no certain tribe that can rule the country. If you
Correct.
are qualified, you can rule. Thank you. You can log me off or I can log
Yeah,
out. Thank
love you.
you.
Thank you. All right, that was Brother Aro came in and made his perspective as well. Go ahead and send your request. It's been all guys speaking. I need women to send in their requests as well. We want to hear their perspective. You know, the show is not limited, you know, to guys or to a man only. Women are part of the society, and South Sudan actually women are the majority. More than 33% are women in our country. So please go ahead and send me a request, and then I'll bring you in. So it appears Francis Malwal is not there. I don't know where this will go, but I'm gonna go ahead. There's with Abu Muhammad here and Abdul Nasir Abubakar. Those are the only requests that I have. I'm gonna go ahead and bring you with Ahmed. I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that. So whoever you know in front of me, I'm gonna go ahead and accept the request and bring you in. I call you with Ahmed. Hopefully the network will cooperate. Yes, I mean you should send in your request as well. So Abu Ahmed is not answering. Abu Muhammad is not answering. Let me go Abdul Nasser. Okay, let me go ahead and call you. Francis, Dr. Francis. I'll call you Abdul Nasser as well. Dr. Francis, it's good to see you. How are you, sir?
Good to see you and happy Christmas to everybody there.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. So now you have heard many speakers. They came in with their perspective. I want to hear from you.
Okay. Anyway, I would like to start from what happened exactly in Sawa. So I think when you look into the South Sudan, like the report of the Transparency, South Sudan is the second on the top in terms of corruptions. South Sudan is on the top of the list of the failed states. So when you have a country who is leading on all those bad indicators, that is indication of the failure. And when you have a government who have completely failed, so most of the time, actually, the people, they look into the oppositions as the only hope for them to bring a change to the country and achieve their objective of prosperity. But unfortunately, the opposition party actually they have disappointed the people of South Sudan because of the way that they are conducting themselves and the way they are dividing themselves. So we thought that the opposition party, especially in Sawa, they are much concerned about the interest of the people of South Sudan, which is that they need the opposition to be in a strong position in such a way that they could be able to challenge the government. but what we have seen, without going into the detail, actually is not really encouraging, and this actually is make the people of South Sudan hopeless that nor the government is not working well, nor the opposition actually is in the position to bring a change. So what is next? You see, and we thought that this issue of elections within the SAWA should be handled wisely by putting the interests of the country above their individual interests. But unfortunately, it appeared to me that this opposition party, they are just fighting for their own interests, and they don't care about the country. And right now, as we see that we have two camps, where we have those of Johnson and those of supporting General Peter Gadet. So we don't know what is going to happen, how the government is going to deal with these two groups. Who will be the official one if the government accept?
I want to make point of clarification to a lot of people here. Sister Tong, no, I don't mean anyone that people who don't participate in video are stupid. No, I was saying that actually that's a quote from Socrates. He's the one that said that smart people always learn from everything and from everyone, and the average man or average woman always learn from the experience. And those who seem to be quotation stupid, they are likely to always say that they have all the answers. They said they are smart, they know everything. They say yes, we know. But I don't mean that people if you don't participate in the video, it doesn't mean that you are stupid. Some people are shy, some people don't want to speak in public, but they still can write, their comments. Thank you. I don't want anyone, to take that out of context. Go ahead, Dr. Frank.
So we have two camps right now. So if the government deal, for example, with Johnson, that what will happen to the other group also? They may rebel, and then we go into the same square of war again, and the vice versa is true actually. So the implementation of the peace agreement right now is at the very dangerous positions, and therefore we are calling for those two groups actually to try to work out the modality so that they can reunite themselves, because these divisions, it's just only because of the position, for example. So the people that are fighting for the position of the vice president. So in 2021, where the election will come, for me, I hope that the opposition should be able, and every South Sudanese also, they are hoping that the opposition should come out with a one candidate so that they can challenge the leading party. But what we have seen right now is an indication, even in 2021, actually this opposition, they would not be able to come out with only one candidate. And if they are divided, and then the winner will be the government. So we will remain in this dilemma. So the bad indicator will remain there, and there will be no change. So what is the way forward? We've been saying that the way forward is for the youth going to unite themselves and organize themselves so that they can bring the change. Because neither the government nor the opposition right now, they are serious about the aspiration of the people of South Sudan. This is one thing. The other thing also, I would like just to make a comment about whatever Tuj was saying. We need to be serious actually, because anything that is concern our country, we should take it seriously. So for us, even when we come to the position that we have no choice, for me, myself, I would prefer to bring a new thief than to support an old thief. Because actually somebody who is bragging that he has already taken these and they have enough money, and these are the money actually they did not take it through their hard work. It's all through the corruptions. These things even should force us to stick a new persons who never taken anything, rather than just supporting the old thief. And now it's a good thing that actually Twitch is acknowledging that for them, they have stolen the money of the country and the resources of the people, and they leave the women dying in the hospitals. They leave the kid dying because of hunger, and all this is shame on the government, because there is some individual people who have embezzled the money that was supposed to go to those suffering kids, to those who are dying because of hunger. Coming up, because actually you have also talked about the issue of Lobane. You remember there is a statement actually made by the president, and I didn't like that statement. The responsibility of the government is to provide security for the citizens.
Yes.
It's not the citizens to provide security for themselves. So if there is a rebel group within, for example, my hometown, it is not my responsibility as ordinary citizen to go and chase those people away.
No.
Because the opposition or the rebel, they have guns. And me, I'm an ordinary citizen and I don't have a guns. How do you want somebody who doesn't have arm to go and chase people who are having arm? And this one actually is replying to the statement that the president made, say that you people of Lovano, why are you allowing Thomas Cirillo to have camp here? That is not fair, actually.
Correct.
Yeah. So how come you blame the ordinary citizens in the job that you failed to do? So we should really, it means that actually the government or the president doesn't know what his job is actually, because your job to provide the security for the people. It's not the people to provide security for themselves. This is one thing. The other thing also, they acknowledge their failure, and when you acknowledge your failure, so and at the time, what is next? So what is next? You acknowledge your failure. There is nothing. Nobody's saying what is next. And now we see within the environment, you see in Khartoum right now, or Bashir is trying to change the constitution so that he can rule for life. And you have seen in Uganda also, Yoweri Museveni also is he want to rule, changing the constitution to rule for life. And you have seen on the celebration of the peace agreement last time, there is those chief. There is a statement that they wrote actually for the president of Kenya and president of Uganda, that we wish you rule for life. I hope you guys, you have noticed that statement. There was some panel actually which were written, and there were people that were moving with this, and nobody paid attention to that one. So even the chief, they are asking the president of Kenya to rule for life. They're asking the president of Uganda to rule for life. So what does it imply to you? So we are in a problem in South Sudan. So sooner or later, maybe Kir will come and say, actually, he wants to rule for life, because the whole environment and all these,
he already,
actually,
Dr. Francis already indicated that, since 2012, when he visited Warab, and he said, SPLA can rule 100 years. He didn't mean SPLM party, he meant himself, actually, on that statement. We can see the indication.
That is not true, actually, because even for him, he cannot live 100 years.
I know, yeah, I know he cannot. That doesn't mean that he want to rule for life. That's what I meant. When he made that statement, it doesn't mean that he can rule for 100 years. I know he's going to die sometimes, and maybe we can die even before him. No one.
Yeah, because in poverty, in a country, actually, the economic and poverty determine the lifespan of the people. So the lifespan in South Sudan is almost around 50-something. So if you live to 50-something, that you are lucky because of the economic situations. It is in the developed country like the US where people can live up to 90-something or above 90. But in South Sudan, with the current economic situations, I don't think that you cannot go beyond. It's a few people who can go beyond 50-something.
All right, Dr. Francis, thank you for your statement. Thank you for your perspective, brother. I want you to stick around. We may bring you back because we have a lot of people here they wanted to share. And it was good having you. I'm not going to go, more in details and ask more questions, but thank you for coming on. The last word, and then I let you go.
Yeah, the last word is that we've been saying that the youth, they need going to unite themselves, organize themselves into political party. There is no time for you to be an idol, so that we can change and bring the interest of the people of South Sudan. Because you have seen the government and the opposition, both of them, they are not serious.
Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and call the South Sudanese who are interested to come here and make a point. And by the way, Angela Deng, I invite everybody here to come and participate. If you are wish to come, actually you should come here and just add your perspective as well. I want you to hit that green button and come here and participate as well. You know, this show is not limited to any individuals. It's all South Sudanese from all different walks of life. You are all welcome. You can make your argument. You can disagree with me. I can disagree with you. The only thing that we don't accept in this show is an insult, you know, for you to insult somebody or insult me or insult my guest. That's the only thing that, you know, is not acceptable in this show. So, you are welcome, you know, to send in your request. Anyone who wanted to come live, go ahead and send in your request. I'm waiting for all of you guys. So, let me go ahead and try you one more time here, Abdel Nasir. I know that it didn't work in the first place. These are the only 2 requests right now. And we move on. So, give me your perspective. It looks like the network is not cooperating for that actually in East Africa. That's why they were big, they were in big, huge number, but now they went down, you know, from 223 and then went down to 168. So network is not cooperating for them. I really apologize for that. So Abdel Nasir, I don't think so it's working for you. I'm calling you now, but it's not going through. So let me go ahead and try another person. Okay, go ahead and send your request now, Jama. As you can see the topic here, we are talking about what happened. If the partnership among SSOA members hasn't found strength in Khartoum, giving the results of their election. The election that took place, you know, a couple of days ago. And if the alliances are unable to unite, what it meant for peace implementation. Also, what is the future of Mile 14 and other contested areas in South Sudan? These are the topics that we are discussing today. It's been nearly 2 hours and a half, and we're still continuing. Go ahead and send in your request, and I'll bring you in. Don't be shy, like I said. But you send in a request, and then now you come. I'm going to go ahead and bring you as well. Dr. Madut, are you? Calling you now. Hopefully your internet will cooperate. Zol Kabir, I saw you. I'll bring you. I'm calling. Madut, are you from Copenhagen, Denmark? Yes, of course. You know, Brother Peter, we have been praying for peace forever. But praying a lot is not going to do anything. We have to pray and we have to do. And those leaders, they have to do their part too. They cannot just lay back and play a game of Tom and Jerry. It's not going to help, you know. So, Maduk, you are not answering there. Let me go back and answer Zulkabir. Zulkabir, I'm calling you. Go ahead and answer. All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
Zulkabir, if you have the headphone, go ahead and use the headphone. Echo. Use the headphone.
Headphone? Yeah. Yeah. Hello, سامعني كده؟
Yes, perfect. Now, no problem at all. So,
Okay.
Zulkabir, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan one more time. انت سميت تكلمنا في topic عملت interview للبرادر Nhial Bol Aken, the editor-in-chief of newspaper Citizen, former editor-in-chief, and now he's a member of IO, and he's in Khartoum. He spoke a lot about the issue of SUA, what happened within the SUA. We also went through the Mile 14. We went through the conference in Lebanon. What happened there? We talk a lot about issue. Now, I want to get your insight before I move forward and ask some questions to you. Fadal. You can mix it, Arabic, English, whatever you want. It's not a problem.
انا بشكرك وبشكر كل المشاهدين. انا طبعا مداخله بتاعتي هتكون بسيطه شويه. هركز بس في الخلافات الموجوده في المعارضه كلها. كويس. نحن لما نتكلم عن الخلافات الموجوده في المعارضه، سواء كان في سوا او في اي معارضه من المعارضات دي، انت طبعا تكون لاحظتها وكل المشاهدين لاحظوا المهزله اللي حصلت في الفتره اللي فاتت. يعني بتلقى المعارضه اي حركه بتحصل فيها انقلاب. كويس. اي حركه بتلقى مثلا يجي يقعدوا 5 6 انفار يقولوا يا اخي ايوه
كل حركه فيها انقلاب.
كل حركه فيها انقلاب. واسوأ حاجه نحن شفناها طبعا لما كان اول شيء لما لاحظنا الحكايه دي، فتتذكر لما انشقوا ناس جبهه الخلاص. يعني لما توماس شيريلو ما عارف سافر رجع اثيوبيا، جماعته قعدوا بوراه وعملوا اجتماع بتاع مجلس إدارة وعزلوه وعزلوا الناس اللي معاه وجابوا ناس طاقم جديد. كويس. بقى من زمن داك بقى عندنا 2 ناس. كويس. حركة بتاعت حكيم داريو برضو بيت جوزيف لاغو عمل نفس البرنامج وبقت الرئيسة. حركة بتاعت مالونج عملوا له كده لكن برضو مالونج قدر يرجع حقه. كويس. شوف هسه الحاجة اللي قاعد تحصل في سوا ده. يعني يقول لك عملوا اجتماع، بعد ما عملوا اجتماع الرئيس بتاع التحالف هو وافق يكون في انتخابات. بعد شويه لما مشى لقى نفسه هزمه، قام مشى تاني غير رايه ومشى تاني بالليل نادى الناس وعملوا اجتماع تاني يوم. يا اخوانا دي مهزله صراحه كده. يعني العالم كله بيضحك علينا. يعني لا معارضه نافعه لا حكومه نافعه. طيب نعمل شنو؟ كلام ما ممكن يعني. وبعدين الناس اللي بتتهم جوبا، اوكي يا استاذه تريزا انتوا قلتوا مثلا جوبا اللي عمل الكلام ده. طيب انتوا كناس الحركات، اي زول مثلا عنده حركه سياسيه، يا اخوانا انتوا عشان انتوا تحموا الحركه بتاعكم اعملوا حاجه اسمه مؤتمر عام. زي هسه الشغل عملوا لنا جبهه الخلاص الفتره اللي فاتت دي، ده شغل سياسي. اعمل مؤتمر عام عشان تعمل حمايه للحزب بتاعك، عشان تعمل حمايه للحركه بتاعتك. هسه الحركه الشعبيه اللي انتوا شايفينه قاعد في الحكومه ده، ليه هسه باغان قاعد برا له قريب كم سنه قاعد في امريكا وما قادرين يشيلوه برا؟ لانه المؤسسه بتاع عشان انت تشيل المؤسسيه عشان انت تشيل زول برا لازم تعمل مؤتمر عام بتاع الحركه. اعمل مؤتمر عام، انتخب رئيس، انتخب مجلس اداره، انتخب امين عام، عشان تاني ما في زول مثلا يجي بكره بعد بكره يقول والله يا اخي عملنا اجتماع تاع مجلس اداره وشيلنا زول برا. ما في زول بيشيلوا برا باجتماع تاع مجلس اداره. دار تشيله برا انت تقوم تنادي في الاجتماع بتاع شنو؟ بتاع الجمعيه العموميه اللي هو المؤتمر الكونفنشن. كويس. ده الحاجه نحن قاعدين نقوله يا جماعه. الحركات الناس اللي قاعدين في المعارضه ده، يا اخي نحن عندنا اعمال فيكم. وكيف ما موضوع البرنامج ده؟ ما موضوع البرنامج يا اخو تريزا؟ الموضوع بتاع سوا، موضوع سوا ده ما يطرح قبل من نيال بول ولا انت يا دوب جيتي. كويس. فده كله حاجات نحن قاعدين نقول. الحركات المعارضه، الاحزاب السياسيه، عشان انت تنتقد هذه الحكومه وتكون انت البديل المناسب، انت لازم تنظم نفسك. وعشان انت تنظم نفسك اعمل مؤتمر عام. كويس. والمؤتمر ده يكون فيه انتخاب بتاع كل المكتب بتاعك التنفيذي، عشان انت تكون البديل المناسب للحكومه. يعني انا هسه كل يوم بننتقد الحكومه، لكن المشكله الحقيقيه اللي قاعد تواجهنا ان احنا ما عندنا معارضه قويه. يعني انا هسه حاليا سلفكير ده هسه لو مرق من السلطه وجا بدلوا ناس شانسون ولا جا بدلوا ناس ساوا ولا جا ناس منو، انا بكون خايف على الدوله اكثر من ما انا كنت خايف عليه من سلفكير. لانه يا انت ما انت يا اخي هم 8 حركات ما قدروا يتوحدوا، يعني هتمسك دوله كيف؟ ما هتقدر تمسك الدوله. كويس. انا ما انتقدت مؤتمر جبهه الخلاص يا استاذه، انت ركز في كلامي كويس.
هو قال اصلا جبهه الخلاص الحاجه اللي عملوه ده حاجه كويس.
انت
ما
اسمع
قال
كلامي كويس، انا ما انتقدت مؤتمر هناك.
انا عملت
كويس.
كوركشن.
يا عمل له كوريكت. كويس. فدي الحاجات نحن قاعدين نقوله. انت الليله مثلا يعني نحن فعلا بنقول يا اخي الحكومه في مشكله في الحكومه. طيب البديل شنو يا جماعه؟ كويس. البديل انه يا جماعه نحن يكون لو انت عايز تعمل معارضه يكون معارضه قويه، معارضه منظمه، عشان الشعب ذاته ينظر لك كانسان بديل المناسب للحكومه، مش ينظروا لك خصما على سياسه في جنوب السودان. يعني نفرين ثلاثه اربعه يمشي. يعني هسه نحن بقينا ما عارفين عندنا كم سوا هسه. في سوا بقياده جداد، ها، بمعيد لاماكول، في سوا ما اعرف بقياده تشانسون، وفي سوا بقياده ايمانويل اجاوين وتوماس سيريلو. نحن بقينا كونفيوز.
بتاع الناس ايمانويل اجاوين ده اصلا is new. هو بيقول على شنو SSNDA. That's the new thing. So instead of SAWA غيروا اسم بتاع SAWA ومشي ل SSNDA. That's
هم
the new
غيروا؟
thing.
اوكي.
Yes.
كويس. سو انا رسالتي الاخيره عشان الناس اللي بيكتبوا تحت ديل خليه يورونا برضو شنو اراء بتاعهم. كويس. خليه يورونا اراء بتاعهم، نتناقش. وي هاف ا بيسفول ديبيت ماله. نحن مش نحن فتحنا المنبر ده عشان نحن نتكلم بنتفاكر ونقدر.
قبل ما تسوي شبور، طبعا انا كلمت في مواضيع كثيره جدا جدا جبال. كلمنا موضوع ميل 14، كلمنا تحويل ديفيجن 3 from Greater Northern بارغازال لتويت اريا. We don't know what is behind. وفي ناس تتكلم قبل. انا قلت يا اخي طيب اذا كان فير انه مثلا تويت قال ما في ثريت، لانه يوم داك نحن بنكون حاجات بتاعنا في اكواتوريا في زمن بتاع الستراجل، لانه خرطوم ممكن يعمل اوفر ران. عشان يعمل اوفر ران ما بيقدر يشيل الدبابات بتاعنا في النوم المناطق دي. هل الان عندنا حرب مع الشمال؟ ما عندنا حرب مع الشمال. طيب نحن why not keeping those on the bordering area؟ لان اساسا border area ده منطقه بتكون هنا vulnerable. ليه حكومه شالت ده تشيل division 3 which is the strongest division actually within the SPLA you know؟ ليه يشيلوا من مناطق بتاعول ويخليه يمشي جوا هناك؟ وهسه انت شايف massive migration من مرام وبقار and all this لمايل 14. سو ده النقطه اللي طرقنا له. كمان طرقنا على النقطه دي المؤتمر بتاع لبنان كاونتي اللي هو يتكلم فيه بريزيدنت كير. وانت شفت الستيتمنت بتاعه اللي هو قالوا هنا ضد تابان دينجاي. What happened? It was friend yesterday. What happened to a friendship اللي كان بنوه yesterday اللي هو he was able to destroy IO you know جناب بتاع رياض مشار. Also واني يجي يتكلم قال يا اخي قال بيت بتاعك كان هو وسكان. sometimes you have to clean it. انت ما ممكن بيت بتاعك وسكان وانت بس you are just going. قال حتى فيران ذاته ودبيبه بيجا فوقه. So هل SPLM party هسه they acknowledge انه بيت بتاعهم ده وسكان؟ وتبلو وسكان هم بينضبوا كيف what they are going to do different. So these are the things that I want you مثلا to give us your insight before I let you go. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. أنا بالنسبة لموضوع التحويل بتاع ديفيجن 3 لولاية تويتش، مش اسمه تويتش، ولاية تويتش صح؟ تويتش ستيت. بالنسبة للتحويل بتاع الديفيجن دي I think دي استراتيجية عسكرية أمنية. أنا طبعا ما بتكلم عنها لأنه ما بعرف فيها حاجة، ما أعرف المسببات شنو، لكن أنا هتكلم عن اللي حصل في الاس بي ال ام. أنا كزول عضو في الاس بي ال ام. أنا
في ناس بيقولوا بالنسبة لتحويل الديفيجن ده في ناس بيقولوا عشان خوفا من بول مالوم، لأن بقى it look like there is في خرق فيها there is fraction within division 3. بعدين أنت بتحول الجيش من border، لأنه إحنا في I am in the border area. So when you are taking army from the border area, they are protecting me, they are protecting integrity of the country. أنت بتجيبهم جوا. What are you trying to do؟ ده نقطة بس خليك ما ضروري تكون خبير عسكري. يعني من ناحية دي أنا داير أشوف ليه الجفرمنت عامل كده.
يا كلامك جميل جدا، لكن انا زي ما قلت لك نحن الحكومه زي ما تقول فيها اشكاليات موجوده اصلا. اذا كان المستشار بتاع الرئيس مستشار الشؤون الامنيه زول بتاع مؤتمر وطني، فتتوقع اي حاجه. ممكن بعد ما يشيلوه ودوه توجي ستيت كويس، ممكن بعد شويه يقولوا لا نحن غيرناه عايزين نودوه ابيعي، بعد شويه يقولوا لا عايزين نوديه في فانطاو، عايزين كده. because you don't know the strategy بتاع NCP، الاستراتيجيه اللي شغال بها رئيس الجمهوريه حاليا. وانا كتبت مقال في الموضوع ده انه الاس بي ال ام خلاص بقى ما عنده فاعليه. الناس كانوا ماسكين الشغل هسه ده الناس بتاع مؤتمر وطني. يعني هسه حاليا لما يقولوا مثلا المستشار بتاع الرئيس للشؤون الامنيه والمستشار بتاع الرئيس بتاع الحكم اللامركزي، الاثنين من خلفيه بتاع مؤتمر وطني، انت عايزني انا احلل شنو تاني؟ انا بقيت ما اعرف الاستراتيجيه الماشيه في الحكومه، لانه خلاص بين هايجكتد. كويس.
نعم.
بقى حاجه ما عنده يعني بقينا ما عارفين الحاجه الحاصل هناك. عشان كده المرات ممكن نعمل تحليل، والتحليل ده ما يجي في محله، لانه انت ما عارف الناس دي. طبعا انت عارف الاستراتيجيه بتاعت المؤتمر الوطني، الناس دي ما بتنوم بالليل، هم بيكونوا حايمين وكل يوم بيغيروا خطه سو يو دونت نو. نجي للموضوع بتاع الاس بي ال ام. انا كزول عضو في الاس بي ال ام الحركه الام، انا بشوف انه الخطاب كويس، الخطاب بتاع الرئيس نحو الكلام الكلام اللي قاله عن مجموعه بتاع تعبان، ده كلام كان متوقع من البدايه يا جماعه. الكلام ده كان متوقع. انت الليله داير الفقير ده عليك الله تعبان ده كزول بيعرف السياسه وبيعرف كيف تدار الاحزاب. سلفكير انت داير سلفكير ده يعمل خطاب عشان يدخل لك البوليتيكال بيرو بيعطوا منطق. اذا كان سلفكير ما قادر يشيل امين عام برا، باقنا مومي او قاعد حتى في امريكا 2 ولا 3 سنه ما قادرين يشيلوه برا، بيكوز ان احنا محتاجين لمؤتمر. والمؤتمر انت لو لاحظت المره اللي فاتت المؤتمر ما جا فشل، كان اصلا مؤتمر كان المفروض يعملوه. لما مشي استشاروا موسفيني قال لهم عملوا كومكود وعملوا بتاع ده لمده 45 يوم. كويس.
نعم. لكن كان بيحق على الرئيس سلفا كير انه يمشي يعمل ستيتمنت يعني مثلا publicly، ولا كان ينادي زكي اللول وينادي تعبان يقول لهم يا جماعه يا brothers yes I really appreciate you لان انتوا اشتغلتوا معي for the last 2 years، عملت fraction within the IO وانا عينتك نايب، لكن عشان to do this there is no way I can do it. What is behind؟ ليه يمشي public يمشي يعمل كده؟ why does he want to embarrass him or what it is؟ ولا this is the way to kick him out of his territory؟ what it is exactly I fail to understand. Go ahead Jabor.
يا سيدي انت قلت، انت سالت سؤال وجيه جدا، لكن انا عايز اقول لك الحاجه اللي حصل في لبنان ده اسمه الطلاق الكاثوليكي. كويس. الطلاق الكاثوليكي ايوه الطلاق ما في الكاثوليك، لكن اللي حصل ده اسمه الطلاق الكاثوليكي. الطلاق الكاثوليكي بترجع لابونا بمشي بيديك حق الطلاق. عشان كده هسه الحاجه اللي حصل بين سلفكير ومنو تعبان، خلاص تعبان المفروض يعرف دي نهايه الرحله خلاص مع العمل مع سلفكير، لانه بقت يعني بقى في ناس كتار ممكن يخدموا الاجنده بتاعت سلفكير من منطقه تعبان ذاته. بعدين سلفكير في الفتره اللي فاتت واجهوا عده مشاكل في موضوع انه عايز يحتفظ بتعبان في مؤسسه الرئاسه، لانه قال له الكلام ده ما حيكون يعني ما بيكون فير انك مثلا تكون عندك نائب اول كويس اللي هو ريك مشار، وهيكون عندك نائب ثالث تعبان دين، وهم الاثنين من منطقه واحده ومن خشومبيت واحد، وده خال ده يعني خاله ودخته يكونوا موجودين في مؤسسه الرئاسه. الناس دي خلاص قالوا الكلام ده ما ممكن شنو يستمر زي ده. الرئيس بقى قاعد يفتش في اسباب، قاعد يفتش في طريقه انه يتخلص من تعبان، والاشاره واضحه. الاشاره واضحه انه يا اخي الطريقه الوحيد يتخلص به لازم يكون في شغل منظم كويس. يا هو الشغل ده مش عملوه بتاعت الاس بي ال ام بتاع لوبونوك. بالمناسبه ده ما مؤتمر عام، لو كان مؤتمر عام كان كل الاعضاء الموجودين سواء كان في الدياسبورا ولا وين كان لازم يجوا. ده المشى الشغل عملوه عشان عايزين يوصلوا رساله معينه لتعبان، والرساله بتاعت كومرادواني الرساله واضحه. قال له يا اخي ننظف البيت من الدبايب والفيران، خلاص اكثر من كده يقول
الناس تعبان وزيك اللي انت بايب يعني ولا ايه؟
ديل المقصودين طبعا، اكيد ديل المقصودين. انت الليله لو انت جبت زول في المنظومه بتاعك يا سعادتك، والمنظومه بتاعتك ما ماشي كويس، معناها انت لازم تفتش الاسباب شنو صح؟ يو نيد تو فايند كويس. بعدين سياسه يا جماعه ما فيه خجل، حاجه انت ما مبسوط منه انت توري الناس عشان المؤسسه بتاعك ده ما ماشي كويس. الرئيس ذاته قال يا اخي الاس بي ال ام ناو بيكم فيري ويك لانه عندنا مشاكل داخليه كويس، ديفيجن وفي شنو وفي حاجات ده كله. لا ده خلى الاس بي ال ام يكون ضعيف جدا. السيد الرئيس عايز ينظف البيت بتاعه ونتمنى انه الخطوه الجايه كل الانيمنتس بتاع الان سي بي الموجودين داخل الحكومه وداخل الاس بي ال ام، الناس ديل كده نقول لهم يا جماعه الرحله بتاعنا بعد معاكم جل النهايه، ونقول لهم السلام عليكم عشان نعيد ترتيب بتاع البيت بتاعنا، ونرجع كمرة باغانا موام يكون امين العام يمشي يمسك محله، ويعملوا اصلاح في المؤسسه بتاع الاس بي ال ام، ويعملوا اصلاح في الحكومه. وشكرا.
Now, قبل ما تمشي في كلام انا داير اسالك. حسين عبد الباقي refused to come to this show. I call him multiple times عشان يجي يعمل لنا answer للموضوع بتاع سوا. What are they doing? لأن there's a lot of things that they are doing in Juba actually. لأن بيجي ما في good faith within the SOA. You know المنظومة بتاع SOA that is opposition. بيجي ما في good faith. في fracture ديل ما تجاه ده وديل ما ديل. So now my question to you go to موضوع بتاع كير and Akolkor. What's going on behind? There is a big tension going on these days between Kir and Akolkor. And this guy refused to answer the question. But you know what? People may think we don't know what's going on, but we do. لأنه ما في حاجة مثلا مدسوس. لأنه there are leaked information. There are big tension between President Kir and Akolkor. What do you know about it?
صدقني جد ما بكون في يعني حاجه يعني تنشن كبير. الشيء سمعناه انه قالوا في ريشافلينج في حاصل في الفتره الجايه. الريشافلينج ده ممكن يشيلوا زول ويحطوا له محل. حسب معلومات انا سمعت انه اكولكور دارين يجيبوا وزير داخليه وبعد ذاك يعملوا تنصيب لشخص اخر في مكان بتاعه. هيعملوا ريشافلينج داخل مؤسسه الحكومه، وده طبعا من حق الرئيس، هو بيعمل الكلام ده. ما في حاجه اكيده زي ما انا قلت لك. احتمال كلام الليله يطلع وبكره يطلع كلام غيره. كويس. نحن ننتظر. طبعا هم معروف اصلا في ريشافلينج هيعملوه، لانه هم هسه خاشين ماشيين يقسموا السلطه مع ناس الحركات المعارضه. كويس. معناه اكيد الرئيس هيعمل تصفيه داخل الناس بتاعه. يعني مش يعني مثلا هيعمل تغيير. في ناس لازم يشيلون برا، وفي ناس اللي هو بيشوفهم ممكن يشتغلوا معه هيقوم شنو ياخدهم في المؤسسه بتاعه، عشان باقي المناصب زي قريب 18 ولا 19 وزاره ده ما ماشي برا. وبالتالي سيد الرئيس عنده الحق يعمل الريشافلينج عشان ده الكوتا بتاعه. وبالتالي نحن ممكن هنشوف تنقلات. ممكن نشوف اكولكور وزيرا للداخليه، ممكن نشوف السيد المدير العام السابق بتاع الجوازات اغوستينو مدود يرجع للحكومه. ممكن في حاجات كثيره جدا. انا موضوع خلافات ده ما بعرف. سيد عمر اسحاق احتمال يكون فيه واحتمال ما فيه. دي حاجه زي ما انا قلت لك we don't know. كويس. وقالوا برضو السيد جنرال بول مالون عايزين يرجعوه وهيكون موجود في مؤسسه الرئاسه. عشان كده عمر اسحاق قالوا مبسوط جدا يومين ده هيكون هيكون مدير المكتب.
I don't know about that.
قالوا راجع. في رومرز، في حاجات كتير حاصل هنا وهناك يعني. ده هو الحاجات الحاصل يعني. فربما يكون كلام هنا حقيقه، وربما يعني زي نحن قاعدين نعمل تخمينات وكده. ده الحاجه الحاصل.
Well, زول كبير أنا بشكرك كل الشكر brother for coming on and airing your perspective. Please stick around. لأن عندنا مواضيع كتير في سؤال
أنا
لسه
موجود.
دراسية أنا داير أسأله. you know stick around there, we may bring you back. شكرا جزيلا.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. يا جماعة sending you requests to shoot the topic there. اهلا وسهلا الاستاذ عمر اسحاق. طبعا انت قد يكون انت ما كنت موجود زمان عملت انترفيو لاخي نايدر نيال بول اكين. but it's good that you know you joined us. تفضل. اهلا وسهلا بك. مرحبا بك.
اول حاجه انا بشكرك يا اخونا جونكور، وانا بشكر الضيوف اللي استضفتهم معك في الحلقه الليله. ويمكن انت تناولت قضايا كويسة، ودي قضايا مهمة.
نعم.
ويمكن الناس استفادوا فيه. اللي انا داير اقوله طبعا ناس وقعوا اتفاقية بتاعت سلام، لكن بدأ يظهر انه الموضوع فيه مخاطر كبير، والاتفاقية الآن بدأ إنه بيواجه تحديات، مش الجوانب المالية اللي قاعدين يتكلموا فيه ده، بيواجه تحديات من الناس اللي وقعوا ذاته.
نعم.
لأنه انقسام بتاعت مجموعة بتاعت سوا ده تحدي كبير جدا، ويمكن في جزء مجموعة لاماكول بيتهموا فيه الحكومة ذاته إنه الحكومة هو السبب في التقسيم ده. فدي كلها حاجات أنا بعتبرها إنه خطر جدا، لأنه الاتفاقية واقف في مكانه. يمكن مما ناس وقال لي لو 100 وكسر يوم، لكن ما في أي حاجة ماشي بصورة كويسة. فافتكر انه ده تحدي كبير امام الناس اللي وقعوا الاتفاقية، ويمكن ده هو كلامنا نحن كنا بنتكلم انه اي مفاوضات مفروض يكون بقناعة.
نعم.
والناس مفروض تكون عارفة انها قاعد تناقش في شنو، وانه دارين يصلوا لشنو. عشان كده الحياة الماشية الان والاتهامات المتبادل ما بين مجموعة بتاعت سوا وما بين الحكومة، انا افتكر انه الانقسام ذاته خطر، لانه بعد شوية انه الناس هتيجي تتكلم انه النسبة بتاع السوا حيكون لياتو مجموعة. اذا كان ناس شانسون بشوفوا انه هم الصح، وناس بيتر جديد بشوفوا برضه هم الناس اللي عندهم الشرعية. فلما نجي نتكلم في الجانب ده بعدين منو اللي بيقرر في النسبة بتاع مجموعة بتاعت سوا من قسمة بتاعت الكيكة بتاع الاتفاقية. فدي كلها واحدة من التحديات. الخطر تاني الناس بيتكلموا فيه ده الخطاب بتاع الرئيس في منطقة بتاعت لبنوك. الاجتماع تم بتاعت حركة. أنا أفتكر إنه الناس ممكن يكونوا قاعدين يشوفوا الموضوع ده بشكل عادي، لكن ده موضوع خطر جدا.
نعم.
تعبان دينج ده ما زول الممكن يسكت، وتعبان دينج ده ما زول الممكن يرضى بالحاجة اللي عمله الرئيس. لكن زي ما بقولوا إنه بشوف بصورة واضحة إنه الرئيس استخدم تعبان دينج في فترة من الفترات، وهو برا الآن إنه تعبان دينج ما مهم تاني. عشان كده هو استخدم معاه الطريقة ده. لكن نحن بنعتبر انه دي طريقة خطرة جدا. يعني انا افتكر انه الرئيس سلفا هو ذاته قاعد يغامر مغامرات شوية كده صعبة، لانه هو مفروض يعني على الاقل يكون في ناس معاه قادرين انه ينظروا للحاجات دي بصورة كويسة. انا ما بهمني انه القاعد يحصل بيناتهم شنو، لكن يعني زول زي تابان دينج لما اعلن انه حل الحركة بتاعه وانضم للحركة الشعبية، إذا كان في أي شيء غلط مفروض يصححوا له في نفس الزمن. طيب ليه نحن انتظرنا شهور عشان بعد ذاك تجي تحرج زول زي نائب أول بتاعك، تجي تحرجه الإحراج اللي أنت أحرجته ده
في العام كمان؟
فدي مسألة في السياسة وفي العام يعني. وأنت ذاته ما قلت الكلام ده في اجتماع، ما عملت خطاب وجهتم. الأمانة العامة للحركة الشعبية ما عملت خطابات، الناس هيئوا نفسهم. يعني تابان كان مهيئ نفسه انه هو ومعه عدد كبير حيكونوا جزء اصيل في المكتب السياسي بتاع الاس بي ال ام. لما تجي تقول لهم كلام زي ده وانك تقول انه والله يا اخي الناس زي ما ينضموا بطريقه رسميه او بطريقه كويسه، انا افتكر انه ده موضوع فيه احراج كبير جدا لمجموعه بتاع التعبان، وافتكر يمكن يكون له اثار خطر وسالبه. لكن نتمنى برضو انه الامور تمشي بصوره كويسه. يعني ده الحاجه اللي احنا قاعدين نتمناها.
استاذ نادى عمر اسحاق، تفتكر مثلا what is behind رئيس كير داير يعمل شنو بالضبط ده؟ ليه واي اول السن هو بيعمل كده؟ في شنو يعني؟
انت عارف الخطر عند الرئيس كير انه الحاجات ما بيديروا بصوره بتاعت بحث، بصوره بتاعت تحليل، بصوره بتاعت تفكير. يعني انا متاكد الرئيس كير ذاته لما اتخذ القرار اللي هو اتخذه تجاه ناس تعبان، يمكن يكون اتخذ القرار ده هو ماشي لبنك ذاته او قبل يوم من مشيه لبنك، موضوع بتاعت ونسه. لانه انت ما بتتخيل انه ده قرار بتاع تنظيم، ما بتتخيل انه ده قرار اتخذوه في مؤسسه سياسيه لا وضع حقيقي. لانه يعني الشيء اللي حصل ده ما كان في زول متوقع. يعني ما في زول متوقع انه تعبان بوضعه، بالظروف اللي هو كان قاعد فيه مع سلفا، بخيانته لدكتور رياك، الحاجات ده كله بعد ذاك يمكن جاء في لحظه من اللحظات انه رئيس سلفا كير ما راعى للحاجات ده كله. يمكن احنا نفتكر انه هو ضرب ضربه قاضيه يعني. فدي واحده من الحاجات الكبيره اللي ممكن تكون خطر لي قدام.
استاذ عمر، زي ما انا قلت طبعا انت انضميت مؤخرا للبرنامج بتاعنا. احنا تكلمنا في قضايا كثيره جدا جدا. تكلمنا عن الموضوع بتاع الديزيونيتي الحاصل في مجموعه سوا. اتكلمنا كمان عن المشاكل الحاصل بالنسبه للديفيجن 3، انه الرئيس سلفا كير عمل على انه يحول ديفيجن 3 من منطقه شمال بحر غزال لمنطقه تويتش اريا، وهسه احنا شايفين يتخلى عن ميل 14 وفي هجر ماسيف مايجريشن حاصل يعني بالنسبه لبقاره المناطق بتاع ميل 14. انا سالت ناس كثيرين بما فيهم زاد السبورت بتاع الحكومه، انا قلت لهم يعني what is behind، لان احنا عارفين احنا بقينا دوله، طالما احنا بقينا دوله دائما انت بتعمل بروتكشن، تعمل حمايه للمناطق الحدوديه. what is behind، ليه رئيس كير داير يعمل موف لديفيجن 3 من المنطقه دي من ونيك لمناطق تويتش؟ في شنو يعني؟ ده النقطه انا داير افهم.
اوكي، طبعا اول حاجه يمكن انت تكون عارف جنرال داوا توريونغ شالوه من ديفيجن 3.
نعم.
انت عارف كلام زي ده طبعا، وهو داوا توريونغ ذاته ما تم فتره طويله هسه شالوه من ديفيجن 3. الحاجه اللي انا داير اكده لك طبعا ده خوف، يعني ده ما قرار عسكري، وده ما قرار عنده اي توجه باي فهم، لكن طبعا ده قرار مرتبط بوضعيه بتاعت جنرال فول مالونج. الرئيس بيعرف انه ديفيجن 3 مهما كانوا انهم موجودين في دوله جنوب السودان حاليا، لكن الولاء الكبير ده ولاء لجنرال. وديفيجن 3 القوات الموجوده فيهم حتى ولو هم ما قاموا باي عمل عسكري، ما قاموا بالشدة، لأنه جنرال ما دار يخوض أي حرب ضد أي مواطن، ضد أي مناطق في جنوب السودان.
نعم.
لكن الرئيس بيفهم تماما إنه المناطق الحدودية خليك من العساكر. نحن لو دارنا نتكلم بحقائق أخ جونكور، مناطق بتاعت حدود بتاع السودان مع شمال بحر الغزال، مناطق بتاع المسيرية، مناطق بتاع الرزيقات، كله انا داير اقول لك بكل صراحه دي مناطق بتخضع لسيطره بصوره كامله لجنرال فول مالون. مش سيطره بقوه، لكن ده سيطره بتاعت علاقات.
نعم.
يعني دي مناطق لا علاقات، لا روابط تاريخيه بينها وبين شمال بحر الغزال. ولو انت كنت متابع المؤتمرات اللي بتقوم ما بين دين كمالوال وما بين المسيريه ما بين الرزيقات،
نعم.
في كثير من القضايا والحوادث اللي بتحصل، الديات اللي كانت بتدفع، افتكر انه جنرال فول مالون كان عنده يعني دور كبير جدا في المناطق ده. وده دور يمكن الآن بقى الوضع بالنسبة للقبائل الحدودية ده متأثر بصورة كبيرة لغياب بتاعت جنرال فول مالون. بعد ذاك القوات الموجودة في ديفيجن 3 برضو عندها ولاء كبير، لكن نحن بنقول بعد مرات الرئيس قاعد يتحور في القرارات بتاعته، لأن انت ما حليت مشكلة. ما ممكن انت تستبدل في وقت السلم، في وقت ما في حرب الآن بين مناطق ذاك. نحن دايرين أكبر كمية بتاع الجيش يكون يحمل المناطق الحدودية.
نعم.
انت عندك قضية بتاع دبيي لسه، ويمكن يولع ويحصل فيه مشكلة تحت أي لحظة. انت عندك مناطق حدودية بتاع جنوب السودان، القوات السودانية دخلت فيه بشكل كبير، منه الميل 14. فانت ما بتشيل القوات من مناطق حدودية بتدخله في العمق بتاع الدولة، أو بتحول قوات من منطقة لمنطقة تانية، إلا إذا كان في فهم. وأنا أفتكر إنه ده فهم بتاع خوف. يعني الخوف من جنرال بعض مرات قاعد يخلي إنه الرئيس بيتحور في كثير من القرارات. لكن الحاجة دارين نأكده كاميرا جونكور إنه نحن في الجبهة المتحدة ما اتخذنا أي قرار بتاعت إنه نحن نهاجم أو نضرب أي منطقة. لا، نحن موقفنا حتى الآن ما زال هو موقف ثابت، ما زال موقف سلمي. ما زلنا حتى الآن نخطط في إنه كيف نشوف إنه اللي قدام بنعمل شنو. فنحن إذا قررنا حاجة زي ده، زي ما نحن قلنا في رأينا، ما بنحاول نخلي أي مواطن يتضرر. فنحن إذا حاولنا إنه نصادم الحكومة، إذا حاولنا إنه نشاكل مع حكومة، فنحن حنشاكل جوا جوا. فده حاجات الحكومة مفروض تفهمه. الشيء اللي قاعدين يقوموا به ده ممكن يسبب عصيان في الجيش، لأنه زول مستقر، زول عنده أسرة، زول انت هسي الناس دار تشيله من وين دي حتجي تلقى لهم مكان بتاع سكن، مكان بتاع ترتيبات. فدي حاجات كثيرة فيها أخطاء مفروض الناس يعالجوا بصورة كويسة. فالحكومة عايش فوبيا بتاعت جنرال فول مولونج، رغم انه نحن حتى الآن يعني قاعدين سلمين. يعني نحن حتى الآن ما خضنا أي معركة، رفضنا نضرب أي منطقة، لأنه برضو مصلحة المواطن الجنوبي بهمنا. فدي من الحاجات التحور فيه بالمناسبة حيشكل تحدي كبير للحكومة.
نعم
وما نجي نسمع إنه بعدين كان إحنا السبب في الحاجة اللي ماشي يحصل ده يعني.
نعم. شكرا جزيلا أستاذ عمر إسحاق. أنا عندي سؤال ثاني. طبعا
اتفضل.
نائب الحاكم لولاية البحيرات انضم مؤخرا لجبهة المتحدة
نعم.
في ظل انه مثلا الدولة في ايرب السلام. So what trigger الاسباب شنو اللي خلاه ينضم لكم؟ سبب شنو يعني؟
ما طبعا الحاجة السلام ده زي ما قلنا نحن ناس عندنا رأي، وطبعا قاعد نشرح، وكثير من الناس في جنوب السودان بدأ الآن يحس إنه الشيء تم في الخرطوم ده ما حيحقق سلام، مش نحن برانا. فنحن ما قاعدين نتكلم في الجانب ده، لأنه نحن إذا اتكلمنا الناس حيفتكروا إنه نحن ما موقعين على اتفاقية، عشان كده قاعدين نرفض السلام التم. لكن نحن قاعدين نأكد إنه نحن ما برانا. لو أنت متابع الإدارة الأمريكية الترويك الناس دي كلها بتتكلم عن إنه السلام ده ما زال ناقص، لأنه في مجموعات لسه موجودة برا. فالوضع في داخل جوبا من الاحتفال العام، ولو يمكن السلام ده الناس حسبوه يوم الاحتفال الدكتور رياك ومجموعة من المعارضة جوبا احتفلوا ورجعوا، لكن ما في تغيير. ما زال الممارسات بتاعت الحكومة لسه في مكانه، لا زالت الأجهزة الأمنية بتمارس نفس الممارسات، ما في حريات، ما في إحساس بالسلام، ما في أي شيء. فده بدأ يخلي إنه جزء كبير من الناس يعرف إنه الشيء تم ده ما عنده علاقة بسلام. ونحن قاعدين نقول حتى للناس الفرحانين انتوا اعملوا حسابكم، ده نفس الرئيس الفقير ونفس المواقف بتاعته ما تغير حاجة، فانتوا حتجوا. لكن نحن بس ما دايرين انه المواطنين يتضرروا زي ما تضرروا 2013 وزي ما تضرروا ثاني 2016. فالموضوع فيه مسائل خطر جديد شديد، وياهو زي ما انت تكلمت قبل شوية قد يكون الفترة الجاية في خلاف كبير ما بين الرئيس وكولكور، لأنه لو أنت جيت نظرت أنه برضه يعني في مساحة بتاعت خلافات، لأنه جزء كبير من الأزمات الموجودة في جنوب السودان مرتبط بشخصيات. يعني المشاكل اللي حصل ده جزء كبير منه مرتبط ببعض الأشخاص في جنوب السودان. عشان الرئيس يتخلص من الأشخاص ديل محتاج لشجاعة، لأنه هو بقى خايف لنفسه. فالرئيس فقد المؤسسة العسكرية الجيش، يعني هو حاسس انه خايف، بقى ما فاقد الثقة، خاصة انه في فترة وجود الجنرال فول مالونج هو كان بيضمن الهدوء وبيضمن انه في زول قوي معاه بيقدر يحميه وبيقدر يتحرك لو في اي خلل حصل في الدولة كان بيقدر يتحرك. الآن حصل مشكلة والرئيس وقف في جانب بتاع كولكور، وقف في جانب بتاع جهاز الأمن، وبعد ذاك الآن هو حاسب الخطورة، لأنه جهاز الأمن ذاته بقت مؤسسة شبه ما عندها علاقة قوي برئاسة الجمهورية، بقت مؤسسة مستغلة، عندها من الإمكانيات، عندها من الإعداد العسكري اللي ممكن تعمل به حتى انقلاب ذاته. فكونه انه الرئيس عشان يفكر انه يشير مدير جهاز الامن والمخابرات في جنوب السودان قد يعرض نفسه ذاته لمخاطر كبير جدا، وقد يحصل تحالفات. لانه نحن لو انت متابع زمان برضه انه في اشارات بتاعت محاولات انقلابيه، وفي تخطيط بين كولكور وبين تعبان، اتهامات زي دي كانت متبادله. المثل بيقول انه ما في دخان بدون نار، يعني طالما في معلومات زي دي طلعت معناه في حاجات قاعدين يخططوا له. وعقليه بتاعت كولكور هي عقليه ما بيقبل الانحزام. يعني هو كان خط الرئيس في موقف محرج ما بين انه يا هو يا جنرال بول مالون، شفتها. فالحاجه ده طالما انه ردوه بالحاجات اللي كان تم ده، هو بيفتكر انه هو بقى قوي والرئيس ذاته في يده وممكن يعمل اي حاجه في الوضع الحالي ده. فالمساله دي خطره جدا حتى على اتفاقيه السلام، لانه يعني الرئيس ما بيقدر، ما في يده القوه اللي بيخليه انه يعمل تغيير. يعني صعب انه يشيل مدير بتاع جهاز الامن، قد يكون صعب انه هو يلقى حلفاء قويين على مستوى بتاع الجيش.
نعم.
خاصه المرحله الجايه ده برضه في قوات جديده جايه، في ميليشيات جايه، فدي كلها مسائل يعني قد تكون فيها مخاطر كبيرة جدا على الرئيس، لكن نحن قاعد نقول إنه نتمنى الحاجات الجاية دي تكون بصورة كويسة. لكن الوضع ما يعني ما بخليك تتفائل صراحة. يعني الحكومة وسطوا فيه مشاكل، فيه صراعات، إضافة للحاجات الجاية باتفاقية السلام.
يا سو استاذ عمر، انا عندي سؤال ثاني. طبعا قبل
تفضل.
ما انت تيجي كان معنا استاذ شبور رئيس الاتحاد العام السابق لكرة قدم جنوب السودان. في كلامه قال كده، انا داير اكد مدى صح الكلام ده. قال يا اخي في محاولات على انه جنرال بول يكون في ينادى في طاقم الرئاسه في الفترات الجايه. كلامه ده ما صح الكلام ده، يعني الحديث ده.
لا، هو انا افتكر انه هو ده كلام يمكن يكون يعني في اطار المزاح، لانه نحن موقفنا واضح، وكاميرا تشيرمان فول مولونج موقفه واضح جدا. المسألة بالنسبة لنا ما مسألة بتاعت سلطة، ما بقى موضوع بتاعت سلطة انه جنرال فول مولونج يودوه في رئاسة الجمهورية ولا غيره. نحن في ساف، نحن عندنا قضايا وعندنا مواقف، بابنا ما مقفول. نحن قلنا الكلام ده انه نحن ما قفلنا الباب.
نعم.
يعني اي زول عنده مبادرة بالنسبة لنا نحن بنقبله، ونحن بنستمع له بصورة كويسة. لكن نحن عندنا كحزب وكمؤسسة عندنا قضايا، بنعرف اسباب بتاعت خروجنا شنو، بنعرف انه حدود الحوار بيناتنا مع الحكومة، القضايا اللي نحن طارحينه اذا بقى في مسألة بتاعت تنازلات عشان نحن نكون جزء من الحاجات دي، برضه نحن كمؤسسة ما عندنا مشكلة. الحاجة دار أقول إنه الحكومة هي اللي وقفت أمام ساف إنها تكون جزء من المفاوضات المشى.
نعم.
ويمكن الحكومة السودانية وافقت على شروط حكومة الجنوب، إحساسه منه والله يا أخي، لأنه ساف ما خاضت أي حرب، ما حاولت إنها تقوم بأي معارك في جنوب السودان. عشان كده هم افتكروا إنه ساف ما عندها قوة عسكرية أو ما قادرة. لكن نحن بنعتبر إنه ده كان غلطة منه، وده كان غلط. يعني الناس كلها بتعرف وضعية جنرال لما كان شيف اوف ستاف، بتعرف قوته، بتعرف مكانته عند الجيش الشعبي. في المسائل دي كلها نحن خطيناه عن جنب، لكن نحن قاعد نفكر بفهم جديد لتغيير الواقع. نحن قلنا الحاجات الماشية ده كله
نعم.
إذا ما ماشي بصح، قرارنا الوحيد إنه كاميرا السلفة ده يمشي. يعني نحن ما دسينا حاجة، ما قلنا عندنا واحد اثنين ثلاثة، نحن قلنا موقفنا واضح وصريح. إذا بقى ما في أي تغيير في الوضع بتاع جنوب السودان ده، نحن دارين سلفا كير كرئيس لحكومة الجنوب هو المفروض يمشي، ونحن حنسعى وحنعمل على إنه نشيله برا. يعني ده خطتنا، وده الحاجة اللي احنا بنمشي فيه.
انا عندي
في نفس الوقت
اوكي.
في نفس الوقت نحن ما عندنا مشكلة في إنه نتفاوض. يعني ما عندنا مشكلة نستمع للحكومة، نستمع للمعارضة. إذا بقى في خطوة بتاعت إنه نحن ممكن نرجع وفق اتفاقية، وفق شروط، ما بكون عندنا مشكلة. في النهاية كل المشاكل ممكن تتحل لقدام
ان شاء الله. So استاذ عمر، يعني المشاهدين بتاعنا او viewers هم they may ask a question. هل مثلا اي نوع من التغيير الجبهه المتحده بيسعى من اجل انه يحصل في جنوب السودان؟ قبل ما نمشي ل my last question، يعني اي نوع من التغيير انتم عايزين تشوفوا مثلا حاصل في ارض الواقع بعد كده مثلا بيلبي الطلبات بتاعت سا؟
والله طبعا نحن تكلمنا يعني في انه اول حاجه نحن احترفنا الحاجات المشى في جنوب السودان فيه اخطاء، ونحن جزء منه.
نعم.
ما نكرنا الحاجه ده، والاخطاء دي لازم تتصحح، لانه يعني الغلط لما يكون مستمر انت بتحاول انه الغلط ده اما تصلحه او تطلع برا. وده الحاجه يمكن عملوا كاميرا فول مولونج، لانه الحاجات اللي كان ماشي في جنوب السودان والحاجات البسوق له سلفة ده ما كان حاجات بودي الناس لقدام. فنحن طلعنا، لانه الوضع في جنوب السودان ده ما وضع بيخلي انه الناس يمشوا لقدام، وده ما وضع بيصلح اي شيء موجود في جنوب السودان حتى يكون بصوره افضل. فده اللي خلانا انه نحن نطلع ونتبنى كثير من القضايا، لانه في تقارب بيننا وما بين القوى المعارضة اللي كان بيطرحوها. يعني احنا ما عندنا مشكلة حتى في مسألة بتاعت الولايات ترجع ل10 ولايات، الوضع في جنوب السودان يتعدل بصورة كويسة، الوضع الاقتصادي يصحح، أموال البترول مفروض تمشي في مجال بتاع التنمية بصورة كويسة، ما يقسموه زي ما هو حاصل الآن بين الناس الموجود. فدي واحدة من المسائل اللي نحن قاعدين نشوف إنه والله يا أخي عشان نقعد تحت كلنا، وأي زول يكون عنده إمكانية بتاعت إنه يطرح فكرته يطرح رؤيته. ما عندنا مشكلة إنه الأحزاب دي كلها الحركات دي كلها إذا وقعت اتفاقية تجي قدام المواطن الجنوبي، وأي زول يطرح فكرته، وأي زول يطرح مشروعه، وأي زول يطرح برامجه. بعد ذاك الفيصل بين كل الناس ده الشعب الجنوبي. بعد ذاك إذا في انتخابات الناس ممكن تتحالف، الناس ممكن تنزل في التحالفات بيناتهم، الناس اللي بيتفقوا مع بعض. فنحن بشوف إنه الشيء الماشي في الجنوب ده بيحتاج لتغيير، ونحن قاعدين ننادي بالحاجة ده إنه الأخطاء مفروض تتصحح، المشاكل الموجودة. الحركة الشعبية ده حاجة ناس شاركوا فيه كله يعني. لكن الآن وين المشكلة لو الناس خلت اسم الحركة الشعبية؟ وين المشكلة إنه رياض يكون عنده حزب، تعبان يكون عنده حزب، سلفة يكون عنده حزب، لاماكول يكون، كل الأحزاب ده طالما أي زول ناضل وشارك في الاسم التاريخي اللي اسمه الحركة الشعبية، عادي الناس ممكن تعمل أحزاب وتنافس ببرنامج. لأنه حتى لو نحن الآن متابع يا أخ جونكور، يعني أنت كده شوف كلام اللي كان بيقول فيه فقانا مو انه والله يا اخي الحركه الشعبيه سرقوه واختطفوه جزء من الناس. الان بشير بندي برضه هو موجود في جوبا بيقول انه الحركه الشعبيه اختطفوه. طيب السؤال اللي بيطرح ده منو اللي اختطف الحركه الشعبيه؟ ما بعد الاستغلال في ناس في تنظيمات تانية جو جنوب السودان، احزابهم موجوده زي المؤتمر الوطني في جنوب السودان موجود، لكن قياداته يا اخو قاعدين يقودوا الحركه الشعبيه. كوادر بتاعت حركة الشعبية جدعهم تحت، ها بقى بعد ذاك في كوادر جدد هم الموجودين. فالناس ما تجي تبكي انه الحركة الشعبية اختطفوا، ما في زول اختطفوا، في فشل بتاعت رئيس بتاع التنظيم هو الماسك الحاجة ده، هو اللي بيعين. انت بتعين ناس ما عندهم كفاءات داخل الحزب، الحزب ده ما بيعينوا فيه، حزب عنده كوادر بيصعدوا خطوة خطوة.
نعم.
زي ما الحكومة اكتشف فجأة انه والله يا اخي وكيل بتاعت وزارة ما بعينوا، الكلام ده ما قالوا لهم زمان. وكيل وزارة ده منصب إداري، ده زول بيتبوى المنصب ده بعد ذاك خطوة خطوة، بيتدرج لما يكون مدير عام بتاعت وزارة، بعد ذاك بيصل مرتبة بتاعت وكيل وزارة. طيب انت جيت ما فاهم الحاجات ده، بتعين لك زول في الدرجة الأولى الدرجة الثانية وكيل وزارة، ما مفروض تعينه لأنه ده منصب إداري. فالحركة يداب الناس بدت انه يعني تكتشف انه والله الحركه سرقوا، ما في زول سرقوا، انت سلمته لناس بتاع مطار وطني، انت سلمته لغيرات بتاعت مطار وطني، وانت عارف انه الناس بتاع مطار وطني من السودان، يعني كوادر الجنوبيه اللي كانوا في المطار الوطني هم الخططوا لكثير من الحاجات. فلما تجي تسلمهم دوله وبعد ذاك تجي تكورك ما بكون فيه فايده، انت سلمت حتى الحزب. فنحن ما عندنا مشكله انه الدوله تسلموا لناس من المؤتمر الوطني، لناس من الأحزاب الثانية، ما بكون فيه مشكلة لأنه الدولة ده بشاركوا فيه كل الناس. لكن الحزب حزب اسمه الحركة الشعبية وفيه مشروع السودان الجديد البدع لواحد اثنين ثلاثة، لما تجيب له زول من اتجاه ثاني تجي تسلمه. الآن الأمانة العامة للحركة الشعبية في جوبا بغضوا ناس ما كان عندهم علاقة بالحركة الشعبية، كوادر بتاع تنظيمات تانية. طيب انت داير شنو يمشي لي قدام؟ بعد ذاك ما تجي تقول الحركة الشعبية اختطفوا، لا ما اختطفوا، انت استلمت الحركة الشعبية لتنظيمات تانية لناس تانيين وما عندهم علاقة بالحركة الشعبية. عشان كده يعني حصل انه الناس راجعين لورا، ودي واحدة من المشاكل الكبيرة يعني. فدي واحدة بنتمنى انه الحاجات دي تتصلح، لكن اهو خرمجة شديد حاصل.
أستاذ عمر شكرا جزيلا. أنا دي آخر سؤال لك و we will call it off. Now بنسمع إنه منظمة الإيجاد و you know they are trying their best إنه to reach out عشان to make this peace inclusive، يجيبوا ناس الجبهة المتحدة، ناس PDM. هل وصلتكم أي رسالة من إيجاد regarding this هيكون في نوع من عمل انضمامكم لعملية سلمية في جنوب السودان؟
نعم طبعا. وايس اللي هو مندوب بتاع الإيجاد
نعم.
في جنوب السودان، هو عندهم خطاب رسمي لكل المجموعات اللي ما جزء من الاتفاقية، على أساس إنه الناس تشوف ترتيبات بتاعت إكمال أو إدخالهم لاتفاقية بتاعت سلام. لكن ده بيتوقف طبعا على الأجندة، على الحاجات اللي نحن حنناقشه حتى مع ممثل بتاع الإيجاد، وهو بيعرف راينا فيه، وبعد ذاك هو بيوصل راينا للأطراف اللي موقعة طبعا، حتى إنهم إذا بقى في توافق نحن ما زي ما قلت لك ما عندنا مشكلة، بنتمنى إنه يكون في سلام وفي أمن وفي استقرار في جنوب السودان. كلنا بنرفض إنه الحرب ده يستمر لقدام، لكن بس فقط إنه المسألة ما تكون سلطة. يعني لما القضية تكون كلها عبارة عن سلطة، زي ما الحكومة قاعد تشوف إنه والله مشكلتها مع المجموعات المعارضة ده فقط هو سلطة، فده بيكون مشكلة كبيرة جدا، لأنه الناس عندها قضايا، في مجموعات دار تتخلى عن قضايا مقابل السلطة، فدي مشكلة. لأنه أنت لما تشوف الاتفاقية باللجان المكونة الآن ما حيصلوا لحاجة. يعني حتى اللجان الخاص بترسيم الحدود بقضية بتاعت ولايات ما تتوقع انه اللجان دي تصل لحاجة، لانه ده موقف تناقضي. الحكومة بس الحاجة اللي انت بتشكر فيه الحكومة انها كانت صريحة اكتر من الايو واكتر من الناس اللي وقعوا على الاتفاقية. يعني انت لو جيت لاحظت يا اخي جنكر، الحكومة بالنسبة لايو قالوا ان احنا قبلنا بانه دكتور رياك مشار يرجع
نعم
ويشتغل مع سلفة بعد موافقة بتاع الدكتور رياك انه قرار بتاع ال 32 ولاية يستمر. معناه الموقف بتاع الحكومة انه موضوع بتاع الولايات ده ما بيحبشوا، كونتوا فيه لجنة ما كونتوا فيه لجنة، ده موضوع اصلا حيكون ثابت كده. فدي واحدة من التحديات الموجودة. التحديات الثانية اللي قلت لك دي هل الانشقاقات القاعد تحصل هسي والحكومة متهمة فيه انه والله عندهم يد فيه، ودي واحده من انت حتنفذ الاتفاقيه كيف؟ طيب يعني ناس قبل ما يبدو الناس انقسموا، وموضوع بتاع النواب ذاته لسه فيه صراع.
نعم.
هل انه تاباندين حتى تاباندين قاي ذاته مجموعه بتاعت منطقته ذاته بيفتكروا انه هو النائب ده ما بآيو جناح بتاع تاباندين، نائب ده بمنطقة تعباندين، وده فيه مشكلة. لأنه ناس منطقة تعباندين بيفتكروا إنه هم ما فوضوا إنه يكون نائب الرئيس، وده تحدي. بعد ذاك لما نجي نشوف إنه إذا قلنا رياك مشار يجي نائب رئيس، تعباندين يجي نائب رئيس، بيجاي في سوا إذا كان بقى برضه لما كل يجي نائب رئيس، هل يجي 3 نواب للرئيس من منطقة بتاعت عالي النيل؟ فدي كلها قضايا ما زالت يمكن تكون عالقة وفيها مشاكل. وإذا قالوا يجي النائب ده من بحر الغزال حيجيبوه كيف؟ ناس سوا ذاته ينقسموا فيهم صراعات. فالاتفاقية بقت فيها مشكلة، نتمنى إنه زي ما بيقولوا يحلها الشربكة، فبنتمنى إنه يتحل يعني.
والأستاذ عمر إسحاق القيادي في الجبهة المتحدة، شكرا جزيلا، كنت معنا في كونسان سيتيزن اوف ساوث السودان. أشكرك على انضمامك ولحديثك لنا، شكرا جزيلا.
مرحبا، شكرا لك، شكرا جزيلا، شكرا.
Okay, let me go ahead and see who requested. I know that I have a lot of lists here, so give me the chance. Look like we have more people here actually requested. So yes, we have very limited time. Charles, I saw your request as well, and also I believe the spokesperson of NDM Lamakon was here, but we can bring him as well, to weigh in if he's available. But let me go ahead here and bring you Brother Gurguju. Charles, I'll bring you as well. And everybody who's sending a request, I'll bring you guys. So let's go ahead. I know that. So if you have headphones, so great, because now there is already.
Hello. Yes, I can can hear you clearly.
Yeah, but my voice keeps. If you have headphones, that's good.
No, it is too bad I don't have my headphone today, but
I will keep quiet.
First of all, let me send you a seasonal greeting, a Merry Christmas and prosper New Year with your show. The background look fantastic and you look very sharp, man. The green with the white, so yeah, that is the spirit of the season. And my special greeting to our viewers, مشاهدين بعد تعديل في مواعيدك. We moved to Saturday and I was been away for a while, so glad to be back and to see so many good faces. I will get into my point right away. First of all, عايز أرحب ترحيب خاصة بأخي عمر إسحاق بعد الدوامة اللي إنه مر به. We don't know what happened. But بقول له ألف الحمد لله بالسلامة ومبسوط كثير عشان إنه أشوفه أسماء وحي يرزق. And also بيدافع بكل شراسة عن الجبهة المتحدة بعد ما إنه ما تم توجيهه من اتهامات على أساس إنه في دسائس في مؤامرات من داخل تنظيم وده سبب إنه خلاه يتورط في كل ما مر به. عموما ده ما بيهم كثير لكن بنقول له الحمد لله بالسلامة سلامته فوق كل شيء. ده الأمر لأنه كان بيهمنا كثير ودمينا صوتنا العديدين على أساس إنه عملنا سلفا كير وبشير مسؤولية سلامته فالحمد لله هو بخير. نرجع نبدأ من موضوع بتاع سوا وما يدور في سوا. في 3 نقاط عايز أجيب فيهم صريح. كل طرف سيد جانكسون بيقولوا حاجة وطرف بتاع بيتر جديد بيقولوا حاجة لكن افتكر في خطأ إجرائي في البداية من قبل سوا لما وافقوا في بداية الأمر على أساس إنه يعمل انتخابات ينتخبوا الرئيس لمدة بتاع 6 أشهر من خلال الأعداء الموجودين. أكيد إنه بيكون تم تحضير بالنسبة لهذا الانتخابات وفي مرشحين حضروا برنامجهم الانتخابي. Why you want to be president of SAWA? What you are going to make different than Johnson? And Johnson was been given a chance على أساس إنه يجيب الانتخابات. فبالتالي ده إجراء تنظيمي and they have their understanding. دي خطأ أولا جونسون وافق على أساس إنه يكون في انتخابات ولا بد كان من انتخابات يجرى. نمرة اثنين عملية بتاعت الانتخابات تم تصويت 5 مقابل 3. في النهاية إنه لما أعلنوا نتيجة بتاعت الانتخابات 5 بتاع الانتخابات و3 بتاع جونسون اتحفظ النتيجة بتاعت الانتخابات.
Is the noise back?
No, it is not on my side. I locked myself in a place which is completely quiet. Let me hear you clearly.
Let me call you again.
Sure.
Yeah, something weird, you know, because it was so noisy. Let me go ahead and call you again, Gurkuju. Send it back one more time. Go ahead and send it. I apologize to our viewers. Malaysia, Fino is Kidakan, unexpected. Go ahead and send that, Gurguja, so you can finish your thought. Yeah, so it can batal. Like right now, actually, I'm waiting for him to send me a request. Actually, go ahead and send a request, Gurguju. I don't see it. I don't know what happened. As we are waiting for him, let me go ahead and play a little bit of music here, and we'll get you in. Yeah, go ahead and send it in because he's not allowing me to call him from here.
قسما بحبك إننا نسعى لخيرك جاهدين جاهدين.
So actually, Gurkuji, if it's not working, why don't you log off and log back in again? I think that's gonna help because now I can't call you for some reason. You know, go ahead and do that so I can bring you and finish your thought, please. And I can go ahead and bring another person here while we are doing that.
فلك البقاء على السنين ولك الفداء.
Go ahead and do that. I see Madhu here. He has been trying harder as well. I'll bring you Madhu while we are waiting for Gurkuji to come back.
Hello.
I can hear you. I can hear you very well. Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Jongkor, how are you doing?
I am doing good. Good to hear you and good to see you. Go ahead with your thought, brother, so I can bring this guy back.
جونكور وقت ما في يعني ضد ضيوف البيت شكرا كثير وشكرا لجماهير شعب جنوب السودان من خلال البرنامج بتاعك. برنامج مهم جدا جدا العالم كله ينتظر يوم الجمعه لكن فجأة جيت يوم السبت لظروف ما نحن نقدر الظروف الخاص وبرضه يوم السبت هيكون يوم مهم جدا جدا بالنسبه لشعب جنوب السودان. الحكومه والمعارضه مستفيدين جدا من برنامج بتاع جونكور. ربنا يزيد عمرك برادر and go ahead. You know what أنا أتكلم في ثلاث نقطة. النقطة الأول ميل 14. النقطة الثانية division 3. جونكور ميل 14 is a national issue ونحن ما دايرين نناقش في فيسبوك. نمبر 2 انا وعمر قاعدين في ولايه واحد وكنا قاعدين في
ما يناقش فيسبوك داير يناقش وين في سبيس داير يناقش وين
لا ما في سبيس لا وشيرا دونغور
we are the people of South Sudan.
No ما دقيقه في حاجات اصلا يا جونغور اجل له علاقه بانترناشونال بناشونال سكيورتي ما بيناقش في فيسبوك. يعني انت اللي كان بتاع 2014 اكيد مناقشه في فيسبوك ما بهل انه بريزنت يعرف تماما انه واي ميل 14 ديز نمبر 1. نمبر 2 ديفيجن 3 برضه الموضوع بتاع ما داير يناقش في فيسبوك لانه كان له علاقه بالمجلس العام القومي. انا جاي من ولايه السد انت وانا قاعدين كل فوقه هذه ولايه كان اول حاجه ديفيجن 3 لما وجوده كان في مدينه اول كان باعتبار موجود شمال باركزال كله وكان في ديفيجن 5 ما موجود. وكنا احنا مشينا في راجع شهر واحد طلبنا من الرئيس بانه يدي قوه لديفيجن 5 عشان يحمل بروتكشن للعاصمه الجديد راجع وده فريزن عمل. فناو هذا اي توك تو يو ناو ديفيجن 5 عنده باور يتغطي كل شمال باركزال لكن لكيراديم سو في فارق دقيقه سو في فارق من مسافه بتاع كده جنوب كيراديم لغرب كيراديم وعشان كده تحرك ديفيجن 3 لسام ويلز اريا ابياي مثلا. انا كنت اتوقع انه ديفيجن 3 يكون في ابياي لكن بريزن عملها في هيت سام وير. سو اي ثينك اتس ا جريت ديسيجن and بين ان رئيس الجمهوريه هو رجل عنده 50 سنه في مجال الامن ويعرف بالضبط بيسوي شنو. عشان كده انا بشوف انه المسائل زي جونكور مناقشتها في فيسبوك it doesn't help. ده نمبر 2. نمبر 3 let me tell you something جونكور. لو ما انت وتريزا ومجموعه كبيره جدا من السوشيال ميديا المعارض سوى ما كان بواحد. الناس لما بالبدايه قلنا له يا اخي الناس ما there is not something called the root cause of South Sudan. اللي بيحصل في جنوب يا كمرد لو انت شغال في حكومه ده ولو طلعت حكومه ده ما كويس وشغل ما ماشي فالناس ما كانوا دايرين واحد. لكن because we pressure them you and me and and Sister Teresa and Edward and Sebit and Mujmu Kabir نقول قلنا يا أخي المعارضة تواد عشان حكومة يتفاهم معنا عشان كده يتوحدوا ولكن لما يتوحدوا في أديس أبابا أنا برضه عملت فيديو وقلت هذه وحدة عشوائية وما يستمر ليه أنا قلت كده ليه؟ لأن أنا أعرف إذا معارضة توحد معناته شنو؟ الأكاديمية بتاع الجيش is going to take place يعني I don't think توم يصير لو واحد ما فكان أمهم يرضى عشان توم يليدوا ولا لو توم يصير له يتوحد ما جرم مرون ماشي توم يصير له ماشي يليد جرم مرون فسو كان في خوف وعشان كده وحدة كان وحدة حماسية and this is normal now what is going now in SOA وعشان كده ندير أقول للشعب جنوب السودان الناس كانوا بيقولوا كير أسا أنت تقول شنو أسا they are fighting now before even we are going to start with the new government so أنت هتقول شنو أسا جونكو نحن ما عندنا معارضة الناس بتاع سلطات والقروش ولا ما أنت جنرال وأنت ما في حكومة ده زي الزفت يا أخي أنا داير أقول كلمة الأخيرة أنا أتفق مع دكتور فرانسيس قال كلام مهم جدا بأنه الشباب بما فيه أنت يا جونكو استعيدوا يا أخي عملوا لكم أحزاب جديد عشان تكون الوجه الجديد
إذا كان أنت ما دايرنا يعني to discuss issue of Mayol 14 how you going to agree with me forming a party لأن أنت بتشوف في ناس they are super citizen will discuss that issue and that's the way you think you know
no you are wrong even in America national issue will never be allowed to discuss in social media even in US okay so I didn't say that you are not in South Sudan
what do you mean national issues
you are wrong you are misunderstood me
national issues
ده ما شخصية مهم أنا قلت لك إنه في حاجات في الدولة they call it national security issue you cannot even discuss in social media even in US and even America
border has nothing to do with that لأنه نحن مواطنين are affecting I am affecting أنا أنت زولتا غونغانوريا what are you talking about
طبعا of course
okay are we not affecting by hijrah from Syria to Gonganur to Nyamlel to Chelkau to all this area
that's why we have division 5
if we are affecting and then we cannot talk about this issue do we need to go to Marikh or Bluetooth to go and discuss this issue or we can discuss here wherever we are
no but Jongkor let me tell you something you know Asma protect Loli State or protect Barkazal or protection South Sudan is not need a lot of security it's a need a peaceful process when we Syria sit down and say hey you know what we are brothers let's have discuss let's have do this and do this ما در كيمياء من الجيش
and if the
country سوريا عاوزين نناقش مناقشه يعني السلام عشان انه ناكد بانه البلد يكون منطقه بتاع النزاع ما كيمياء بتاع الجيش او بيعمل ما
yes what I'm saying is my disagreement with you is we are the citizen of the country if the government is doing things wrong we have right to discuss it why do you want us to be quiet
of course I didn't say no I said that since we call it national security issue you cannot discuss them but you are most welcome to criticize Okuma whatever it but national security issue you know even in America even in Europe I've been here for more than 18 years I never hear any people discuss national security issue in social media so that question دقيقة الحاجة خلينا نرجع للمعارضة لأنه the big problem now is SOA الناس دايرين سلطة قال سلفا كير كان بطال الناس they are fighting themselves so and they are يقولوا شنو يا comrade the only way now شعب جنوب السودان لازم يفهم تماما بأنه the rule course بتاع جنوب السودان is سلطة لو ما موجود في حكومة بطال ولو انت موجود في حكومة ما فيها مشكلة so now شعب السودان قاعد يعين جونكور في زول مبارك كلم في برامج بتاعك زول كلم كلام مهم جدا ما في واحد جاي يتكلم من لاجين ولا في واحد جاي يتكلم من people who actually like you and me all of them they talking انه 5 نواب ما اعرف ايه سو هاي داير اقول باختصار شديد يا جونكور المعارضه محاربه الوظائف وشعب السودان المفروض يستغنى منهم نهائيا now if I'm lying so filter جديد وقبل السلسله كلهم ناول انوار what they are fighting for.
Thank you Madud, thank you. Let me go ahead and give opportunity to other. Enjoy your party at home there. It was good to have you on the show anyway. So we will talk. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care, brother.
All right. I don't know what is classified about discussing the border because it's not a classified information, so people cannot discuss. So, Gurkujo, please, where are you? So you can finish your thought and then we move on. I saw you your request and then you went out again. Please send me a request so I can. Charles, I saw you for sure. I'm going to bring you. And I saw your request also, Umot. Gurkujo, please send a request because you were talking something very, very important. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you here now. I hope this thing works. Go ahead and
I'm sorry. Nothing is happening.
Gurkuja, I'm so sorry we can't proceed because the noise is too much, So double could mean Bluetooth, something like that. Let me see the time that we have here. I think okay. I hope you settled in a better place so I can bring you because let me go ahead and get you, Charles. And I saw you, Reth, I saw you as well. I want to bring you as well. So, Charles, I'm calling you right now. Please go ahead and answer that. Go ahead and answer that, please. Charles. What happened to you, Charles? I'm calling you.
نحن الأسود الضاريات تحدثت عن المواقع لا نرهب اليوم العصيب ولا تروعنا المدافع كالسهم كالقدر العتيه وكالروح وكالقواطع
Okay, let me go and try somebody else.
فيما يعزك صادقين نفني النفوس ولا نلين
Red, I'm trying calling you right now,
فيما يعزك صادقين نفني النفوس.
All right, Honorable Red.
Salamat.
You. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the chat. I will be brief. I will hijack. Then kalam bita Umar galeno Dr. Yak idwafe gale inenu talatin walaya. De kalam da masa. And it's a very misleading information. And Dr. Yak wala SPLM ayo they did not agree that the 32 state will be implemented. So, الناس اتفقوا إنه لازم يكون في committee, the border the border committee that is agreed upon in the peace agreement, that there will be that committee to determine even before the formation of the government.
Okay.
So yeah, I just want to clear that. Yeah, I am personally concerned about how things are unfolding. شفت الحاجة اللي بيحصل بين الopposition ده. I don't have to blame Salva Kiir for everything. You know that when Salva Kiir is somebody who does not want the unity of people of South Sudan. He chooses who he want to work with. يعني نفس الحاجة اللي حصل زمان بين تابان ودكتور رياض. Ma he was saying that he don't want to work with Dr. Riek. And that was not an issue. It's a policy of, you know, you divide people and then you say this is better than this and all this. And I blame the people who believe what Salva Kiir is saying. So today I cannot blame Salva Kiir because the opposition know that the government will be working to make sure that they would want who they want to work with, and they would reject who they don't want to work with. It is very clear that government is involved in the opposition disagreement, but how can you blame the government if you are able to be divided, for example? And even the issue of the five vice president is still a very complicated issue. That this will be an obstacle to the implementation of the peace agreement, because you know. We are used to violating the law that we put in place, and it is possible that Salva Kiir will not respect the agreement, and he will choose to work with whoever the vice president that he want to work with, and regardless of being the first vice president or the second vice president or whatever the vice president is. So I'm really concerned, and that also give me a look to the leaders of South Sudan, because what do we need really? Are we up to position and money? What is the country? What is the country? Do we have the country in our heart actually? So I think this is a very dangerous situation that need to be taken care of, and IGAD need to intervene. I know maybe these people know how to handle it, but I'm seeing it is very dangerous situation. So coming to issue with Taban, انت عارف احنا في اس بي ال ام you know ممكن بنكون يعني من ضمن الناس you know we will be saying okay, let Taban get what he was looking for. But to be honest with you, if we really mean peace, we don't want this kind of, you know, today you work with
to be honest with you, Red, I felt bad for Taban,
you know, and I feel bad for them too. You know, I don't like what they
loyal.
Okay, I don't agree with them. It seems they have taken their decision. I have my own opinion, and sometimes I talk to some of them and I tell them, yeah, and if you watch شنو حاجة لهم عملوا ده ما كويس ل SPLM وما كويس ذاته لجنوب السودان. لأنه نحن دايرين يعني if we talk of peace, you cannot do one side peace and you leave the whole nation and you are claiming that there is a peace that you are making while you don't have the people. Even in the ground, you don't have people. You know what SPLMIO Taban did? They have to go down and fight again to make sure that to recapture all the places that the SPLMIO was controlling, and they were able to do it because the movement was divided. So now the question is, what I don't think Salva Kiir is right. First of all, you are the president. You know, انت ما ممكن تمشي تقول كلام يعني كلام كثير زي ده كلام كبير وكلام يعني يمكن يعني يجيب لك مشكلة في الدولة وتمشي تقوله في يعني وما مؤتمر ذاته ده يعني maybe they call it retreat and you just say it like that. So that means Salva is being irresponsible. Okay. حاجة تانية طبعا معه كان وضوء بتاع هنا بتاع political bureau بتاع SPLM. Okay. والحاجه اللي كلهم يشتغلوا مع بعض طبعا كان بيكون باي بريزيدنت ده ما ده اتفاقيه بتاع I mean the reason why Taban dissolved his party, I don't think it was a decision of Taban. Salva Kiir, this is what I heard, I don't know whether it is true. Salva Kiir told Taban that, you know, you dissolve your party and you come back to the SPLM mother party, and they were trying to implement the Arusha agreement. Okay. That means if the Arusha agreement is implemented, you know, Taban don't have to write a letter. I'm not talking on behalf of Taban because I don't support Taban. But these are the procedure. Taban don't have to write a letter because Arusha agreement addresses the root causes of the SPLM problem. Okay? And if they are implementing, for example, the Arusha agreement, I don't see any reason why somebody like Taban have to write to Salva Kiir to tell him that I'm coming back to the party. So, you know, this is just something that it does not make any sense to me.
So it's simply phony baloney. They just want to get rid of Taban and Ezekiel. That's what
now this tell you that what happened in 2016 was the plan. It was Salva Kiir plan to destroy Riek or to kill Riek, And later on, he can even turn to Taban. This guy called Salva Kiir. Salva Kiir, by the way, is not a dumb guy. Salva Kiir know what he's doing. Whether he listen to the people who are around him, I believe he listen to the people who give him what exactly he do. Okay, but the problem is you need to have your own. You need to have your own strategy as the person who is leading the nation. So for me, what I'm seeing, the development that is happening right now, these are not good for the peace agreement, to be honest with you. These are not good for the peace agreement, because if we need peace, we can't do peace the same way Salva did it in 2016, saying that I don't want Riek Machar and I want to work with Taban. Because, okay, what is a friendship? Where is the friendship? The guys seem to say that they were friends and they can work, they can get along with Taban, and I think they get along until yesterday when everything blown away. So I think my own opinion is that all this development are not good, but opposition need to realize that if they really want to change South Sudan, they need to rethink their mind. Okay, they need to think, and I blame people who are. I don't want to go in detail, but I think if the election is conducted, whoever win. Because I don't even have a contact with everybody that is in the SWA or whatever but we have to learn to respect the document that is guiding us. Our problem in South Sudan is that we put law in place and we don't respect them. This is what is happening in SWA, because they have a guiding document. And to reach to the point that you go for election, that means that you have a document that is guiding you, that is telling you what is the time to do election and what are the procedure and all this kind of thing. Because I don't believe opposition as big as those SWA or South Sudan Opposition Party Coalition can go to such kind of election without having a procedure or following a certain kind of rule, for example.
Thank you.
Even in the constitution of South Sudan, that means even the peace agreement also, there is a chance that somebody will not respect it, because we used to violate everything that we put on. So I think all these developments are not good, and I feel pity for Taban and Lol, but that is not new for me. I know the guy used to divide people and dump them. So everybody will see from now, and they will decide what to do next.
What's go around, come around. That's
Yeah,
right.
I know. This is the real.
Hey,
This is the real saying.
Molana Ruiz, the former member of National Legislative Assembly, thank you so much, for joining us.
You're welcome.
I want to
You're
give
welcome.
South
Yeah,
Sudanese.
thank you.
No problem. All right, let me go ahead and check here who else requested. Charles, I don't know what happened to your phone. I'm going to go ahead and call you. We want to divide these remaining minutes equal so people can have more opportunities. I'm calling you right now, Charles. Then go ahead and answer, please. Charles, then please answer, please. Maybe you are sitting in the car too. Okay. Let me try one more time before I go to the next person here. Yeah, I will call you Emmanuel as well. I will. Charles Dane, we've been trying. I don't know what happened to your network today. Your network is always good, but for some reason it's not accepting it. I don't know you see it or you don't see it. Okay, let me move on. And for Tuntu, you always write three regions. But when I ask you to come here and explain it to us why you need three regions, you don't come. I hope you will come one day. You don't speak. Emmanuel Ajawin, I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that. Emmanuel Ajawin. Charles, I tried multiple times. I don't know what happened with the network. Emmanuel Ajawin of SSNDA, welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. It looked like you just joined us. We have been talking for quite a bit. It was a big day.
Yeah. I mean, I've been following you from the beginning, but I had a meeting, so I had to switch on and off, and while listening.
And the good thing, a lot of people here are watching. There is a lot of spokesperson. There is a lot of members of political parties. So many here.
Yeah, I saw Twitch Gibel is very happy and telling you that Emmanuel will come. He has nothing to say today because the opposition is divided.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah. No, thank you, Jongkor, for giving me the chance to be able to speak on this important topic that we are discussing. And I think with the presence of those who are looking and watching tonight, it shows the magnitude and the importance of the topic. What I wanted to say is this, SAWA, when it was formed back in 2016, it was the first ever alliance that has been established in the Republic of South Sudan as an independent state. People were very optimistic, of course. And alliances, it depends from one party to another in how they view it.
Correct.
Some of the people look at it from a strategical angle. Some of them look at it from a tactical angle. It depends how you look at it, at the alliance. But SAWA was a hope.
Go ahead. Sorry, Emmanuel, somebody call him? I think so.
Yeah, SAWA people had a lot of expectation on SAWA in terms of what it could achieve. And SAWA did succeed during the negotiations of the revitalized RCS. We had a common position. We had a common position all the way from December to May. All the 9 political organizations and movement came together, and they were able to articulate their points, and put it across very forcefully and poignantly. And not only that, we were also able to team up with the IO in one of our phases, and SAWA came up with a document where they demanded the release of Dr. Riek Machar at that time in South Africa as one of the important issues in terms of resolving the crisis in the country. So SAWA, to some extent, did start well, and it was a vehicle of hope and bringing a genuine transformation to our country. Even the divorce that took place between us and our brothers in SAWA, those who signed the agreement, it was not all because of positions. And this is something I wanted to note. It was on political objectives and principle. To them, they felt that the agreement has addressed what they felt was the root causes of the conflict in the country. Those of us who remain outside now in the SSNDA believed otherwise, that the agreement did not address the root causes of the conflict. It is unfortunate that the SAWA that have signed the agreement now, they are dividing themselves not on political objectives, not on the principles, not on policies of what to bring or what services to provide to the people of South Sudan. But it is rather a kind of maneuvering, on positions. If you could see, it is a strategic maneuvering because of the pie of the vice president that is going to come to SAWA. So everybody want to make sure that the SAWA that comes under him or her will be a vehicle to get the positions of the vice president. Yes, politics, of course, is divisive, and politics is interest. There's nothing called permanent friends or enemies in politics. It's rather a permanent interest that is there in politics. And to me also, it shows the maturity, although it is an opportunistic maturity. Nevertheless, political dichotomies within any democratic society is healthy when it is based on ideas. The problem we have with our brothers in SAWA is that the political misunderstandings between them are not based on ideologies, neither on political objectives, but it is rather on personalities and also on power sharing and so forth. This is what make it sad and make it really a very low level of politics. But the whole opposition should not be judged by that. Let us differentiate between those who disagree on political objectives and principles and those who are fighting and squabbling for the crumbs that Kiir is trying to throw to them. Positions of the vice president, which has nothing actually in terms of power substantively. They only have what we call they'll be heading clusters where they'll be meeting once a week or twice a week. So it's not worth really the risking of the alliance that was hoped to bring transformation in the country. This is on the issue of SAWA. I wanted also, although time has passed and I don't know whether I should comment on it, our brother Nhial Bol.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I'll give you 5 minutes,
Yes, my brother Nhial Bol talked earlier on that there's no need for this, it's not necessary, this issue of lifting of the state of emergency. I disagree with him.
Correct.
Nhial, he has been a victim of oppression under various dictatorial government, including Bashir. For a simple thing, he has been an outspoken person who expressed his views poignantly. And under the state of emergency, his colleagues in Juba will not be able to express their views because under the emergency law or under emergency laws that you have now, there's no freedom of media and expression.
More intimidation.
There's more intimidation. Media is more censored. So as a journalist, I would have thought my brother Nhial would have advocated for the lifting of the state of emergency. And when he said that the opposition should not worry about it, they should just implement the agreement. Agreement, I think, takes two to tango. Agreement in law is between two people. You have to keep your bargain and the part of your agreement. I have also to keep my part. It cannot be just one part saying that, you continue implementing it. What about the other? It's not interested. But in my final analysis, what I want to say is this, this has vindicated us. And this is precisely why we did not sign the agreement with Kiir. Okay? Kiir does not look at the agreement from a strategic angle whatsoever. Kiir wants to maintain his power, and this is where I agree with Nhial. Kiir wants to maintain power at all costs. He will use all the people he used, like the chess games, pieces of chess games. He used Molonga one first to fight Riak. After that he dislodged
the bus.
Now a call core time has come. And those who are beating drums, including Tuch, tomorrow, come on, your time will come here, Tuch, and he will be thrown to the dustbin of history, So don't be rejoicing, But this is how dictators are. Dictators have no loyalty. They don't understand loyalty. To them, you are dispensable at any time when they feel they don't need you anymore. And this is what Kiir is doing. What he's doing also now is the same thing he's doing with Taban Deng,
I was going to ask you a question about that. Why all of a sudden, the friend of yesterday, the guy that, destroyed the IO, delay everything. What happened?
I mean, the thing is, Taban has already overleave his usefulness to Kiir. Kiir come from he was a security officer, and therefore a lot of his decisions are heavily affected by the security mentality that he has in his mind. Those who come from the security minds, they're always suspicious of people, and also they always want to use an asset. And once they already finished using you, they will have to move on and look for someone else. But what I'm thinking, I don't know if it's Jing Council of Elders or the group of Barghazal that are pushing pressure on him.
That I like that point. I forgot. I was going to ask actually, Omar Ishaq. Actually, it seemed like something. Somebody brought very good point. Nhial. He said actually the Jing of Barghazal or the Barghazal elders, whatever you call them, it looked like they are doing something like what they did to Abel Alier, in 80s or in 70s when Samuel Aru decided, hey, we are not going to lose this brother because he has been fighting. But Abel Alier has been playing a dirty game. So let us, those delegates from Greater Barghazal, let us cooperate with those delegates from Toy and Rumbek area, so we can vote Joseph Lago in. It may seem like the same scenario going on. I don't know, but I don't know. Go ahead.
No. I think it's not far from it. You know, Kir listens a lot to the Jing Council of Elders. He listens to them, and he also is influenced by the community. You know,
But do you think if this guy turn around now and said, Kir, you know what? You have been embarrassing all the entire country, especially, you know, our community. Now is the time, you know, you step aside and we need somebody else, you know, to drive this vehicle. Do you think he will accept?
Kir will get rid of them tomorrow. If they decide to do that, and they know it, so they know how far they could go with him. But coming to Taban, you know, membership of a party, Jongkor, it could be expressed membership where you registered a form, but it could also be implied by practically being a member by taking part, you know, in the party and so forth, where you become a de facto member of the organization. Taban Deng may have not followed the legal procedures, as Kir is saying, but Taban Deng...
We are running out of time, Emmanuel. I give you 1 minute, please.
Okay. You know, what I would like to say is South Sudan politics is getting very interesting, and we are about to witness a lot of things. We don't know whether Taban Deng will run out soon and join the SSNDA, or he will join SAWA. So we'll wait to see how these political ramifications will resolve. Thank you very much for the brief intervention, and I wish you good luck with the rest of the
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, you know, for being patient and being part of this. Let me go ahead here and try to give this 2 minutes to Gurkujo, because he has been so patient for a very long time. Gurkujo, if you reset that thing, I want to give you this 2 minutes, you know, at least. Go ahead, please. Hello.
I have to get myself a headset. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Now I can hear you correctly, and we have a few minutes. Maybe if you can make it in 2 minutes, it would be so appreciated.
2 minutes, that is torturing and it is unfair.
Just go ahead.
Anyway, let me go back to Sawa and what happened there with Intikhabat or my Intikhabat. I was at the point whereby النتيجة بتاعت انتخابات بتاعت تصويت لما تم 3 سالي تشانكسون and 5 سالي بيتر جديد they rejected the result. السؤال اللي انه بيطرح نفسه اذا كان النتيجة لانه تشانكسون قبل الانتخابات هو وقف اوكي ببرنامجه he want to carry on اعطوه فرصة. لو اذا كان النتيجة 5 في صالحه و3 سالي جديد what is gonna happen? So دي قمة نفاق وده مشكلتنا في جنوب السودان. We talk about democracy لما انه نتيجة بتاع ديمقراطية يجي we don't accept it. Election always has consequences. انتخابات له عواقب. So بالتالي they have to grow up and carry on, accept the result as it is. Not انه to go back and start pointing يرفع تان في شخصية بتاع بيتر جديد على أساس إنه بيتر جديد doesn't have the qualification غير متعلم وما شابه ذلك. هو بيعرف في البداية وقف معه في انتخابات على أساس إنه بيتر جديد زول عسكري. Okay, no doubt about it. لأنه هو قبل يقف معه في الأول. بعد ما إنه he lost it, then he decided to come back. Also, we have to take it more deeper. They went into their micro meeting. Government agent, they came in. 2 members who voted for Peter Gedet, they decide to pull their vote. Okay? And precisely, that will be Josephine Lago and Zolbita Bakasaro. So what happened? What kind of pressure? How could you vote to solve it a dead Sotak and those paper result of the election been circulated on social media? Okay? I believe you have access to it, you saw it. So the result is there. انت صوتت already. هترجع ورا بعد يومين تقول انه you pull your vote. ده want to bring us to one conclusion. ده برنامج بتاع سلفا كير على اساس انه to continue to divide جنوبيين, to divide and conquer. They started from Addis Ababa, breaking those people. They ran in quickly. We consider them people who are after power. And that is why we rejected. We decided to stay out because this peace negotiation failed to address al-Gadaya al-Asasiya, al-Mushkila, لأنه
the time. We run out of time, Gurkuja. I really, really appreciate you, my brother. I'm sorry. The echo thing, you know, was giving us that time. Ya Jama, I really, really appreciate whoever attended today, those who joined us late. Next week, inshallah, we will have more. And as usual, you know, this program is start at 10 West Coast, United States, and it is 1
Thank
New
you.
York time. I really, really appreciate everybody who attended today. I apologize, you know, for inconvenience. Another time, we run out of time. See you next week, inshallah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.